What's Gucci, guys? It's been a long motherfucking time. Let me see if it
What's
works.
good? What's good, my people?
Okay, it works.
Yeah, I see it now.
Oh man, sweet. You see that? Do you see
I
the
see it.
stash though? Do you see the stash, man? Do you see it?
Oh shit. Okay, look at that.
I'm not trying to fucking say anything, but
How's,
okay. So guys,
how's everybody doing?
as you can see, this is the book. It's fucking official. It's official. Anagram 8 came before GTA the fuck 6. Who would have thought, right? Who would have thought? I still remember becoming incredibly angry. Has a bum love. The fuck you say to me?
Damn.
Okay, so you're getting fucking decapitated. In terms of relatability, SP8 equals SX8 over Social 8. Um, SP8 equals SX8. Huh. Interesting. So how the fuck do you decide, Like if it's the same for you, how do you decide like what you should type as? I guess you just need to look at the neurotic need and go from there. I want the social 8. The social 8, you guys don't want the social 8 because you guys keep talking social 8. He's the nice guy. He's a fucking. He's like a social 9. He's a megalomaniac. Do you understand the word megalomaniac? Reza, do they understand this?
And I hope they do. Because
By the way,
in a
guys,
sense, so right,
Reza,
it
how
ain't
good is your volume when you hear it?
yeah,
Hear
I
it.
can hear you good. I
No,
can hear you good. What
how
about
do
me?
you hear yourself on the stream? Did you check it?
Let me check it.
Check it. Come on, now.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's good.
It's good. Okay. Viryu says I relate more to the neurotic need of the sexual 8 and approach the relationships, but the general look and behavior fits more SP8. That's that's a bit fucking sussy baka, but maybe you are deformed. You might be in those abnormalities. They do fucking happen. We're here for ENTJ8 wing 7. That's actually a real combination, by the way. He's my daddy now too. Then my dad's a social 8 SLE. Wow. So, guys, have you actually have all of you read the book? Everyone who's present in the chat right now is not many people, but have all of you actually read the what the fuck am I talking about? Not the fucking chat. Have you read the motherfucking book? That's what I'm asking. Have you
I'm
read the
interested. How
book?
many people gonna even give a shit, right?
Okay, Theo read the book. Some of it at least. No, I'm being pissed off, man. They didn't read the fucking book. Oh, come on now.
Damn.
Oh,
Look at
fuck
them
no.
all just no, no, no,
I
hell
need
no.
to still. Okay. So,
Nobody's
wow,
nobody's
read
gonna
the
fucking
SP8
waste their
analysis.
time,
I
bro.
gave you my thoughts in. I have read the book. I love the SX1-ish quote of SX8. I've seen that too. The mother sucking off the son. I, I don't
Bro,
understand.
let's be honest. Let's be honest. Would you read any fucking book that's not a eight like your type? You're not gonna fucking read it. Why would they read it? Same shit, you know?
That's true,
It's like
guys.
you wouldn't read five if
That's
it
true.
came out tomorrow.
But
No,
he
man.
says no one cares about AIDS. He says this while 8 Core book was the fastest translated book in history. Let that sink in. It took people
Damn.
5 days to translate the book. Every other type, it took them months. So let's put the facts on the fucking table for a second. So guys, we're gonna start with the SPA, and we're gonna start with obviously this something that all of you wanna see, right? Which is the trait structure of the SPA. So we're gonna go over this trait structure with Mr. Reza, the blueprint of the SPA, the blueprint of 1F, right? Newly typed. So you're nagging their asses to translate it. I don't even know it's out. No one cares. You guys are fucking, man. Fuck you guys. You guys are fucking boring. But I was reading the sexual one fucking the sexual one SX8 quote. It's so fucking weird, you know? Like, that's the thing with Naranjo. He always puts those weird fucking quotes. Like SP4 had the same quote. The father wants to fuck the daughter or something. Or the guy.
Oh, come on. Huh?
Yeah. There was a quote apparently that the daughter sitting on the lap of the father, but the father is realizing he has a boner and he has sexual attraction to the daughter. So he's kind of like, ugh, don't sit on my lap because I might fuck you. It's like the craziest shit.
Yeah, no, that's Naranjo shit right there, bro.
Nah, man, we don't do it here. What do you think about SP8 and PY now? Seems like it's more 1F than 1V. And you will see how 1F this type really is, guys. Maybe I should zoom in for you guys to see a bit more. Okay, this is good. Yeah. Okay, so let's go over this. Let's go over this.
Okay, want to go over it now? Let's do it.
Yeah, so emotional, physical voracity. Defined by constant, deep voracity that goes beyond food and sex, permeating their entire existence. There's an inner drive to devour life, seize whatever yields for fullness. They don't tolerate lack of waiting. They need immediate satisfaction, right? So the fact is they can't fucking wait. Is speaking about the 1F and 1V. So they cannot wait. There's complete inability to postpone their desires. And if we look at syntax of love 1V and we take it as face value as it was written, this already is kind of fucking sussy. But you will see how hedonistic and excessive this type is. Because I met Reza in person. Me and Reza met in real life. Literally, we came back home 2 days ago. We have been we met for 2 weeks. We've been in the same fucking on the same trip for 2 weeks. And it's crazy how you might, you know someone for the internet, right? Like you guys talk, you know someone, and you think, wow, we're so alike, because like the mindset's the same, you know, like you have almost the same. You get each other on this deep level, yeah. But
bro, DM.
There's so much shit that it's not visible, you know. Yeah. And when I fucking met Mr. SP8 here, I was like, holy fuck. This is an individual who is so... The whole identity, the whole focus is to devour life in the physical sensation. Literally. Excess in the physical form. I met him, I was shook. I was like... And when I met him, I thought... That's why I could never be first physics. Never. When I met him, I realized, holy fuck. My shit is so balanced. I could not be this way. So shout out to Reza, because Reza, man, you something. I admit you something. Explain the difference.
By the way, bro, check the DM quick.
Wait. I need to check on my phone.
Okay.
Because I'm not gonna expose the DMs. Yeah. Okay, no issue. No issue. Okay, well, but let's keep going, right? Let's keep going. So
let's keep going.
Can't postpone anything. Their veracity is not only a character, but
real life examples and shit.
Defensive strategy against intolerable sense of primary emptiness. The body becomes the main vehicle for connecting with the world. That's already very first physics, right?
The body,
right? It's all about the physical and the body. And the instincts push them to consume pleasure, relationship, experiences, and goods intensely, often unconsciously. Which makes sense for Reza here, because he is not aware of how excessive he really is. But from my perspective, when I was around him, it was very blatant in the devouring of the physical world.
Afterwards, I became aware when you told me,
right?
To some degree. But where in this does it say 1V? Where does it say self-control for the sake of like one's own realization, vision, whatever? Where does it say hyper self-controlled individual, hypercritical of and now where does it say any of this shit? Nothing.
And people will say this can lead to excess and compulsions, especially when they feel someone or something is restricting their freedom. And they'll say this is 1V. This isn't 1V. Because what they desire is literally one option. Limitation feels humiliating. This is, to be honest, you could make an argument this is third volition or some bullshit like that. You know? But
Yeah,
someone's
someone's
asking.
asking, by the way.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
going.
how exactly does Reza devour, right, the physical world? And maybe since you saw it, you could speak on that, you know? And maybe I'll give my two pieces about it.
I wonder how Enneagram 8 manifests in women. The same way. The same way. Because the books talk about women, it should be the same way. Isn't SP8 desires mainly in support of survival?
Yes, that's a huge aspect, right?
What does that mean, though, only in support of survival? You have to
No, he
understand
doesn't.
for the
Does he say
SP8.
only? Yeah, he says mainly, right?
Yeah, for this SP8, for the SP8, there is a sense of emptiness, which we'll go over. You know, and it even talks how there's a need to devour life. And there's this emptiness that they have to be excessive to feel something, to be alive. So it is survival based, but it's all about feeling like they're alive, feeling like there's something to their existence, because emotionally they're disconnected. So the only thing that they can do is to grasp the physical to then create the pleasures and feel some type of way about it.
Yeah, that's the component we're gonna get into in depth later. But to answer him, right, because I want to answer him directly. Yes, you're absolutely right. It's mainly in support of survival. SP8's main issue is their focus on survival.
Yeah,
But that doesn't mean the type doesn't have many other facets. And one of the most glaring facets is the feeling of inner emptiness that is overcompensated by the external, by focusing on devouring the external, right? So you're absolutely right. It is survival. But don't you like ever miss that focus on hedonism and sensoric pleasure and satisfaction, because that's how you could tell this part apart, this type apart from, let's say, a fucking sexual six. Because the sexual six also has a component of fear. It's slightly different from survival, but there is that fear. But they miss and they lack that sensoric focus completely. They're almost the opposite, you know. So
man, very good
it's kind of like
explanation.
that.
And
Thank you, man.
Tipovic Hater, our moderator, is asking, how does Reza devour life, the physical world? So I'm gonna say from my perspective,
Yeah.
obviously, and then you can give yours. From my perspective, what is striking about his character when I met him is the physicality. He's bored. What does he do when he's bored? Grabs for a vape. When he's eating, when he's sleeping, when he's doing anything, there's always an excessive nature to it. There's always an excessive nature to it. And that can lead to, obviously, issues with addictions. That can issues with all kinds of stuff. You know, when you have this type of attitude, that's what it does. But that's how it manifests. It's constantly indulging, in a sense, to feel anything. I think many people, maybe looking at him, could say he's a glutton. He's a gluttonous individual, an excessive individual. And that's, you don't see that on the internet. You see a tough guy. Yes, you do see a tough guy. He's a tough motherfucker. Make no mistake, he slapped the fucking hell out of you. Because when I was walking with him in Amsterdam, some motherfucker, you know how people are in Amsterdam? They're crazy as motherfucker. So they're like talking to themselves. And I saw Reza. He had the fucking eye. He's like, is this motherfucker talking to me? And I knew, man. I knew then and there. If this was any other time, there would be fucking decapitation. Beautiful. Truly beautiful. But Reza, you can explain how you feel your own devouring of life and what's comfortable to you.
Yeah, as what most people would say, it's very hard to see your own mechanisms or your own behavior sometimes. But yes, if I look at myself objectively, I'm a person who is always focused on my immediate environment and me engaging with it. So let's say, for example, if it's food, if it's even rest, right? I'm mainly focused on these aspects.
Yes.
These also
Yes.
have to do with survival, such as being aware of my environment
Yes.
constantly and shit like that. But for the most part, I don't. Everybody indulges, but for me, my indulgence
Yes.
is one of my main focus, if not
Yeah.
the main focus. When
Uh,
I'm
it,
bored, when I just
it's
woke up,
indulgent to the
when
point
I'm
of
working.
excess,
Yes, excess.
right?
You know,
It's
that's the
not like,
key.
oh, he likes to indulge. No, it's your focus. Like you're not fixated on your identity of self, on like some hyper morals, on hyper like
No.
control. You will in
Yeah.
fact feel such frustration that it's hard for you yourself to limit it. You have a hard time limiting it. You just can't.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
give in. So that's super freaking interesting. Super interesting. But look at this, guys. The body is the principal territory of affirmation, pleasure, and power. This is basically saying that the body is a way to gain, to affirm yourself in the world, to gain pleasure and to gain power. Why is the body responsible for this if this is a 1V type? This is already sus, right, guys? What do you guys think?
It should be one's own will for the 1V that is his tool. One's own will.
It's
But why
his
is it
I,
the
right?
body?
His his I, his basically himself, his personality is. It's not body.
Yes.
It's very weird.
Oh.
For the body, they feel alive and in control. It's all about the body. Physical pleasure becomes a quick way to placate deep anxieties. So it's so interesting because I see this in Reza. It's all about physical pleasures, hedonism, and excessiveness becomes as a way to deal with the inner world, to avoid facing the inner world. That's how the SP8 is. They don't want to face the inner world. It's hard for them. So it is all about indulgence. They don't want to deal with the frustration and to delay their gratification. Yo,
Someone is saying yes, but in syntax there were a few exceptions like Napoleon, he drinks, right? Also thought 1V makes every aspect appear as
you
if it
have
is
to
the first.
understand that 1V is a hyper controlled individual. And for me, I used to I kind of discredited. I was like, yeah, hyper control just means it's like whatever. I felt like people lean too heavy on that, but it's not. They are even described as people who don't give in to their impulses. I mean, that's what it says. You have to look at it without coping. Be completely objective. Why are we typing a type who's oriented towards physicality first and foremost to gain power as 1V? And I could cope and justify it. Yeah, but 1V makes everything different. VF is already that way. But without the copes, I can see that there's no reason to do that.
Look, Maximilian is even saying in the book it says that 1Vs more or less cannot get addicted, even if they choose to drink or whatever, So, in a sense, 1Vs.
It's less SP8 is 3V. You have to understand, if you look at Enneagram 8, and we look at and again, I didn't know this. I was talking to Celestial. I was talking to Roshiro. And through talking to them, there was a realization. If you are someone who's so rebellious, if you're someone who's so anti-authority, always fucking reactive towards it, always going against it, it's all about domination, who's submitting to who, you're aware of it. That's process of will, and that's third volition. Because first volition should not give a fuck this way. It's resultative. It's resultative. So many of them, they're not that even reactive to rebellion. They're not that reactive at all. They just keep going and ignore fucking everything else. Which doesn't sound like the 8, which is vulnerable inside, obviously, and assumes position of power and dominance as basically a tool to avoid vulnerability. Is SX8 FEVL? I believe SX8 is both EFVL and FEVL. That's what I believe. I know there's a new meta making fucking SX8 only FEVL, but I can list you 20 fucking examples of EFVL SX8. And I type as a sexual 8 on this book. I don't fucking relate to FEVL. So I would rather type EFVL. I would rather type first emotion, excessive emotion, than I would rather type materialism, fixation on that shit. Get the fuck out of that shit. SO8 is 1V though. I agree. I agree. Although now we're coming into a new discussion. We're coming into a discussion of yes, but there were few social aids, but who were typed by Naranjo as social aids, and they were typed as 3V by the guy who made Psychosophy, right? Osho and also Rasputin, both typed social aid and both FEVL. But generally, when we're gonna be reading the social aid, I agree it's the most 1V of the 8s. That's, I don't think we should fixate on correlations too much because it's, listen, let's the thing with those correlations, right? Let's say we remove all this VFEL, which is obviously, it's retarded. It's a retarded take. I don't know how those fucking people on PDB, because I was reading some of this shit, they like, no, VFEL fits. Look at the quotes of SX8, the seduction. What the fuck? Like, that makes no fucking sense. Like, please, just type a 2E or something. Like, like, what the fuck? Social ape. Cam got hit says, I don't see SP3 as 3V. Syntax says, third will is fine in the role of subordinate. You have to understand. You have to. I don't give a fuck if you tell me you don't see SP8 as 3V. Explain why SP8 is 1V. Hyper controlled. Delays. Why is a type that's so fixated on body and pleasure 1V to the point he can't control himself, right? And listen, bro, I'm not gonna I get you because I was doing the same shit as you doing. I understand. Third volition, it's insecure, right? It feels like you don't know how to assert yourself in the world. I get this. I understand this. But what happens with the third volition is that everything gets placed on the first placement. So, 1F3V, everything is being solved with first physics. That's how it is. It's orientation towards the first placement. Hyper confidence in the first placement. The first volition doesn't do that. Man, I'm fucking talking so fucking much, bro. Holy shit. But anyway, let's move. So, primary sensuality and defensive hedonism. In the self-preservation subtype, connection with the sensory realm is overwhelming. A direct primary way of being. Okay. We've seen this one. Through the sensory, they can dampen emotions they don't know how to handle and reinforce an identity armor of self-sufficiency. This defensive hedonism, however, can make them impulsive and addiction-prone, just as I was saying, with difficulty renouncing what gratifies them immediately. I told you. What you think of this quote, Reza?
Renouncing
this
okay,
quote that they don't deal with the emotional world, they deal with it by fucking gratification and shit. How do you relate to it?
The thing is, SP8, and I've read this in the book, they don't know, and they didn't learn how to emotionally regulate like most people do. Emotional regulation takes introspection. It takes honesty and vulnerability to be able to emotionally regulate.
Right.
Emotional regulation is basically the ability to calm oneself, reason with oneself's emotions,
access your
etc.
emotions, right, and be
Access
human in
your
a sense.
emotions, yes, and be human and let them out, or deal with them. And so in SP8 and other eights to a degree as well, they have complete emotional blindness. And I could speak to this even from experience. I could tell you what I told Russ when we were together.
Yes.
I spoke about this in
many
detail.
Times, many times.
But the SP8 has a certain blindness when it comes to emotions. Thus, they're not able to emotionally regulate. The way that they emotionally regulate, their coping mechanism is to gravitate towards the sensoric. They start eating. They start smoking. They take drugs. They get into sensoric situations of all sorts to emotionally regulate and to stave off that feelings of emptiness. And so, personally, I've dealt with issues like this in the past. And what I was talking about, my experience with inner emptiness and that almost that blindness to emotions. At my worst, at my worst, I was unable to access any emotions that would be bubbling up to the surface. I remember one time I was sitting in the house and I had this overwhelming feeling that I had an emotion that wanted to come out. Strong, powerful emotion. Did not know what the fuck it was. Was completely unable to denounce that emotion. And but the emotion itself was so overwhelming that it caused me to actually physically feel pain and almost like start hyperventilating. It was overwhelming. But my biggest issue was that I didn't know what the fuck that emotion was. I
Fuck.
didn't know if I wanted if it was I wanted to let
Right.
something out, maybe
Yeah.
anger. Was it
Yeah.
anger? Was it did I want to
And you
cry?
still don't know, or
Did
do you know?
I still no, until this day I don't know. Because
Wow.
it's not just metaphoric
Yeah.
disconnection, it's true
It's
disconnection.
a
You
true
don't know what the fuck that
disconnection. Yeah.
emotion was.
Yeah. Wow.
And this carries on to all other emotions. The emotional range is kind of blunted. So even
Yeah.
feelings of positivity, happiness, etc., these things are very fucking blunted. They're not
Fuck.
as wide. Your emotional palette isn't as wide. And so strong, powerful emotions don't necessarily get registered in you, but they're inside. They're inside.
And
It's
emotions
not
will
like they're not
always,
there.
even if you're disconnected from it, they come out in destructive ways. They come out always in some
Yes.
type of way that's not very helpful.
Yes.
You know. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
For me, it was always externalizing behavior.
External, and that's your biggest
You know,
issue.
that's my
Externalizing
biggest issue.
behavior. Yeah.
I've went to hospitals because of it. I've been
Yeah.
I was on the cusp of being institutionalized many times.
Yeah.
I was extremely dysfunctional
Yeah.
just based off
Yeah,
the
people don't, people
externalizing
think it's,
behavior.
oh, haha, cool, I'm a Sigma. Most of the PDB fucking SP8 LARPers, I've seen some crazy LARPers. Like, crazy. Like, I've seen them get offended about the most random shit. Apparently, they're hyper moralistic fucking throwing fits and tantrums, bro. SP8s, can you fucking believe that? So this is good to have an actual SPA show you, to talk to you about how it is to be an SPA, how it is to be that type. It's not a cool thing. It's a human thing. It's a human experience. It's a fucking, but it's a tough situation to be in. So I'm just fucking telling you
Um,
guys, this ain't no
I'll
motherfucking
just be
PDB.
honest. I'll just be honest. I mean, what people don't understand is that there's in typology, of course, there's a lot of kits, there's a lot of people that take it as a hobby, etc. Reason why I got into it was because of the issues I've had in my past. I was diagnosed with ASPD and I was in deep trouble for a big part of my life. And so for me, when I am talking about these things, getting in depth with these things, it means for me, it means a lot because I'm able to actually improve as a person. Whereas many other people I've realized,
They're doing
but
it.
I
They don't give a
can't.
fuck. I told. How
No, they
many
don't
of
give a
those
fuck.
people have? I've seen people is stuck in the community for many years, bro, and they're still as retarded as they were. Completely as same as fucking same moronic retardation. And I'm like, how have you not grown? Because people, and they're not here to grow. They're not. They're here to circle jerk. How many of them went to therapy? How many of them have actually overcame the fucking issues? What a fucking joke. It's one of the things I really don't like about the community of typology. It's a big fucking jerk off. And oh my god, man, don't even get me fucking
They don't
started.
understand it. I had to go to therapy, and these things that you're reading about really affected my life in a very negative fucking way. But sadly, the thing that I hate in typology is that some people don't take it in that way. They take it in a sense of let's fucking identify with something and let's take it as a
Yeah,
hobby
right.
and be silly with it.
I'm this. I'm moral or something. Fucking dumbass. But you know what's funny? This trait, bro. Solitary.
Solitary, bro.
Solitary.
Yes.
And by the way, many people told me, no, SP8's gonna be loud. And I was like, I don't know. I say, fuck the theory. I believe my eyes. I know an SP8. He's definitely not a loudmouth. He's a solitary character. And no nonsense character. And I was fucking right. Thank you. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. There we go. Solitary. The quietest. That's what the fuck this is. You see this? Preferred to distance, exposure. This is a lone wolf. And this is Reza, bro. This is Reza. all about solving issues, self-sufficiency. Perfectly fucking encompassing this type. Fuck.
Man, I've always seen examples of SP8s people put forth of very loud, very people that engage with a lot with groups and shit. And I'm like, bro, this is not my first instinct in any fucking sense. I like to go away from people. I like to fucking have my own space. And I don't like when people intrude on my space. Not even people, not even my family. I like to really have my own fucking time, my own space. And so uh, this what you're reading, guys, like solitary, yes, SP8 is actually not just the most solitary eight. It is actually a very solitary character in general when it comes to the Enneagram as a whole. It is a
Because there's almost this,
solitary
there
character.
were, so this five-ish quality, right? This five-ish quality. Fuck.
Yes, yes, exactly.
And you,
Five-ish, you know.
and someone was saying in the comment section, in the chat, that there are two variations of the SP in the book. There is someone who can be more of a charismatic leader. Sure, yes. And there's another manifestation, which is almost like an SP9. I swear to God, it's almost like a fucking SP9. Complete indifference. Shrek SP8.
Yes,
Garfield
yes.
SP8. That's the type of shit. So you will see many retypes, guys. There will be many retypes from those Sigma SP9s. They will get decapitated because that's how it's going to be.
Whoever said that comment in the comment section has read the book, or at least that part.
Oh,
Because yes, one
damn.
manifestation was considered charismatic and able to lead groups and shit. The other manifestation was considered the most indolent, which means
Yeah,
a person who is
lazy, uninterested.
lazy,
They just
low
want to do their
energy.
own shit. Don't get in their way.
Yes. But even the charismatic manifestation is still on a big scale considered solitary, if that makes sense. They're still not very social people. They just know how to mobilize individuals. Think Tony Soprano with his own group, right? He will lead them and shit, but you wouldn't consider him the most
I don't
extrovert in any
understand why
sense.
Shrek would be an 8. Shrek is all about what? Controlling his swamp, right? He's so fucking reactive and becomes violent, by the way. He's known as mean and violent. And so fixated on his territory, the hypervigilance on his space, his place, and he's excessive. Food,
Oh, yeah.
indulgence, he's a fucking degen. That's not a nine core, guys. The nine core got twisted. The nine core got twisted. Oh, I'm a Sigma. When someone goes into my territory, I'm gonna be mean. What the fuck? SP9 is a breedable. Let's fucking say that. SP9 is a breedable passive character. That's it. That's it. That's the way it is. But let's keep going. Let's keep going. So solitary, we know self. Look at this, self-indulgent. You see this, self-fucking indulgent,
Yeah.
dissociation, cynical and materialistic. Look at this, guys. With Arthur Morgan, we don't see the fixation on survival, taking what is his, protecting what's his at all cost, like this neurotic fucking like need, like we see in Shrek. Shrek has that. We see that excessive nature in that. But Arthur Morgan, I'm not sure if I see that in him.
Arthur Morgan's is a victim of circumstance. He's in a gang. If he's not violent, if he's not restoring order, if he's not carrying out orders, then he'll fucking lose. He'll die. So you have to know the context. Arthur Morgan, if you look at him as a personality, he naturally isn't like he isn't fixated on hypervigilance, protection. He isn't fixated on vengeance. None of that, you know. So just take it in the context. I think that'll help you.
Cynical and materialistic. The world is one of action, desire, and satisfaction. They can be intelligent and even intellectual, but they don't live in the mind or imagination. And this is a quote, by the way, of one of the people. I hide behind irony and sarcasm. Always wore a poker face. My only goal was to conceal any emotion to keep my vulnerability from showing. So people can see this and they can say, oh, this is very 3E. I'm not gonna be mad if they do that. When SP8 compares themselves with others, it's to measure strength, hardness, the capacity to face situations, impose, and dominate. They peak very little. This is so interesting. Remember this? Hypervigilance? That's what we talked about. Yeah. And I remember you talking about this quote, by the way. Remember on the first stream we had, you were talking about, I asked you, what is your territory? And you explained to me literally all of this. It's so crazy to see this written. Fucking beautiful.
Fuck. Crazy, right? Fucking, what is it, months later or whatever. It's crazy.
Daryl is not even a fucking... Daryl's a hyper-aggressive individual. Hyper-aggressive. Who literally like Negan couldn't even break him. He wouldn't give in to Negan. Like, he was that fucking, like, stubborn and aggressive. Like, nah, man. Functional amorality in a personal code. This is interesting, right? And look at this. They are not necessarily antisocial. This is a big one.
Yeah.
They're not... This is not a sexual aid. This is not even a social aid. Right? What's right and wrong is defined by experience and convenience. So there's a lot of self-justifying qualities in this type. Self-justifying.
If you guys remember the last streams, we talked about deceiving. Right?
Roshiro says Daryl at the beginning of the show literally was planning to rob everyone. First time you see him, yeah, that's true. Yeah. Again, dependence, and this is very 1F from what I remember. Like, so much needing to put certain routines, sexual routines. It's safety, it's repetition and predictability. That's crazy. So this is the trait structure of the SP8, right?
Yeah.
Again, selfish. Although we have to say something when it comes to the selfishness of the SP8. In the book you will read that they are generous with their inner circle. And they do care about loyalty, by the way. Do not go around typing someone as social aid because they're very loyal and they expect that loyalty. No. This is still part of the SP8. In fact, it's a part of the trait structure of the sexual aid. So loyalty no longer is used as an argument that someone's a social aid. It no longer works. So that's briefly went over the conservation aid. Of course, guys, read the book. It is on my channel. Read the book. Because this shit is not the whole picture. You need to read the actual book. Now, we're going to go to the sexual aid.
Yeah. Sexual aid was
Logan Roy from Succession is a good example of this type. Probably so.
Yeah.
Would Jim Hopper be retyped to SP8? I don't know Jim Hopper. I can see Max being SP8. As a social aid turned into a SJW gorilla. Social aid got turned into an idealistic, cultist, controlling, megalomaniac. That's what it got turned into. Big time. Let's go with the sexual aid and let's look at the traits. So, we're gonna go over the traits of the sexual aid. Obviously, sexual aid was seen as Tuco Salamanca.
Yeah.
Everywhere. I had people tell me I'm not an 8-core, I'm not a sexual aid because I care about my wife. I had morons, dumb fucks, subhumans telling me that I'm not this way, that I care too much about my own wife, that I'm involved in that kind of shit. I bragged about sexual conquests, whatever the fuck, and that makes me sexual too. This is good. I love this book. This book makes me feel good. It's a slap to all of those dumb fucks. Thank you, God. I love you. That's how I feel right now. Tuco Salamanca is a caricature. Tuco Salamanca is not even a good example of the type. Is this a... by the way, is this a hot take? Is this a hot take? Tuco Salamanca is not a good example of sexual aid. I'm not sure if this is a hot take. Decided Scarface. Man, Roshiro. Hank is a better sexual aid. What the fuck, Hank? Man, you crazy as hell. You crazy as... Don't be crazy on my... Come on. Not my stream, eh? Not my stream. Roshiro. Broski. I Show Speed is a perfect example of SX8. Oh man, fuck. I would not say... yeah. Roshiro, listen. I was talking about Scarface with Reza on our trip.
Oh yeah.
Fuck, it was difficult to... it was so difficult. Because with Scarface, you have someone who's so materialistic, right? I need power. I need the fucking... even his...
The world is yours to own.
The world is yours. More money, more... it's status. Like... he wanted the woman not because he gave a fuck in any way. He had no emotional capacity. That's the thing about weird SX8 Scarface. Very weird. He had no emotional capacity. He just like he didn't know how to seduce the girl. He's just like dancing awkwardly. Hey, do you like it? Do you like it? I'm not from the boat. Do you like it? You know, my name is Tony Montana. Do you like it? And I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck? But, so we see someone who doesn't even know how to be involved. He's possessive, so people think SX8. But that's not SX8. Possession is present in all subtypes. His possession is very impersonal. You are mine, you belong to me. Yeah, okay, but there's so much more lacking for Scarface for the sexual aid. I'm not angry if people type him sexual aid. I understand, super like explosive and shit, but I'm not sure if he's such a good example. Paddy, Speak No Evil, much better example, as we were saying many times. Very good example, I think. Okay, let me see. Punisher, Rasputin. Rasputin was typed as social aid, by the way, by Naranjo. Sean Strickland, perfect SX8. Guys, remember, perfect SX8 is not someone, are not those fighters. We use them a lot. Yes, but they're not normal people. They're fighters, you know? They're like... It's a different mentality. They're different people. In fact, I think using people in music and stuff like that might be better to understand the type better.
I think when it comes to people talking about sexual aid, Tuco Salamanca, Trevor, fucking all these people, right? Because they only attribute surface level shit like anger, aggression, irritability to the sexual aid. But they don't fucking know that the sexual aid is the most emotional aid. They don't know that they have almost the most emotional access out of all the aids. They don't know that their romantic relationships mean a whole lot to them.
Exactly.
And they can be neurotic in them, right?
That's why I would
they don't
say
know these things.
Someone like Axl Rose is a better example of the sexual aid. Because Sean Strickland is literally like okay, he has the unspoken nature of the type. I agree, he fits it. He fits the antisocial, openly antisocial, outspoken, likes to be bad. I agree with that. But at the end of the day, he's a fucking conservative meathead who like shoots guns, like, oh, guns, make America great again, you know? Like, the guy's just fucking brain dead in many ways, to be honest with you. I used to like him a lot, but his shit, like, he's always talking about the same shit, bro. Always talking about this. And the glazing of, like, Trump and all of that shit, I don't fuck with it at all. I don't fuck with it. Do you think SX8 works for sanguine choleric? I've seen people argue for it. I've seen. Okay, so I have been on PDB checking the pages, trying to understand how it all works. They're retarded, and and I don't mean it in a way that, oh, there's no such thing as a sanguine first sexual aid. No, we cannot say that. Obviously, we cannot have such rigid correlations. But I've seen those people saying how sanguine the sexual aid is, and those are mistyped sexual twos. Why are you guys listening to mistyped sexual twos telling you about fucking sanguine sexual aid? Sexual aid is a choleric motherfucking type. Choleric motherfucking type. With sanguine flavor, but make no mistake. Even you will read it in this fucking page. This is not happy go fucking lucky. Oh, whoa, everything's a fucking joke. I'm just a, light character. No. No. It's intense, but often serious. So, don't get that twisted. Don't listen to those mistyped sexual twos on PDB. They're fucking confused, and they're projecting their own fucking weird typings on the type. Sanguine. Have you seen that? Sanguine. Fucking, what the fuck, man? Now, but let's get, guys, fuck it. Let's focus. Let's not be negative. Let's be positive. I think, let's be positive. So, intense. People of this, we already knew it's gonna be intense, right? What does this mean? So much it can be heard in their breathing, right? So ASMR. I don't know what this means. It just means they have ASMR. They seem loud. Their breathing seems louder than others. They grab something, they grab it hard. They hug tightly. If they eat until full. If they drink, they get drunk. Behind this behavior is a mechanism to feel alive and free from the delicate. Okay, intensity is a way to flee from boredom. Now, this is gonna be a big part of the sexual aid. Boredom. Boredom is gonna be the fucking killer of this type. An existential emptiness that makes you feel so fucking bored. You need to feel some intensity. Some fucking intensity. And it will often be conflict. It will be relationships. It will be, it can be physical. So through all of those situations, this is what's gonna happen. So we see it's an intense character that uses this intensity to get away from feeling of boredom, from feeling of emptiness. That's a big one. Same as the SP8. What did the SP8 do? They ran away from emptiness by indulging, right? So here we see more intensity. I'm sorry, you can go. Yeah. You can go.
No. I'm not gonna spoil because we're gonna know now what the sexual aid does. So the sexual aid doesn't necessarily go into sensorics, but we're gonna see what they do instead. And that is gonna be a big part of people understanding sexual aid.
Sonny Corleone is sexual aid. Oh, bro, I love that example.
Sonny Corleone is a great example.
I love that example. He has all the traits, bro. Like, he's super loyal. He's super protective. Yeah. He has some of the traits. But we already knew this, right? So boredom is a big issue. So search of intensity, there's this connection from love. A kind of anesthesia of the loving part. Having so much energy has sometimes been a source of suffering because they can't stop moving. So this is someone who is super intense. I mean,
man, I've seen this when I was with you. God damn.
This is just the way it is.
Out of 100 people, out of 200 people, bro, you're the most hyperactive. It would be so obvious. People can make it, can read it so fucking quickly if they see you in person. It's crazy. The hyperactivity, the intensity with saying, you're right, cursing, talking, laughing, everything. It's crazy.
Yeah. It is, ain't it? Now, arrogant, overbearing, and dominant. Sexual aids believe they possess the absolute truth, and they don't hesitate to use it as a weapon to present themselves as superior. They commonly judge others, either directly or indirectly, turning what they see as truth into a projectile to wound and to dominate. By dominate, they avoid losing. They impose their will, showing themselves as very sure and in control, not only over others, but over the rest of mortals, allowing themselves to explode and make scenes so it's clear who's in charge. So there was a translation that was a bit different, I remember, that they don't have control over themselves, but they control other people. So that was a translation. I'm not sure why the fuck. Maybe it was
It was omitted for some reason.
it was a fucking minute. Fuck me, man. So this is simple. How this might manifest is the SX8 is a character who believes shit has to be true. Shit has to be real. And what they perceive as true, they will use it to expose falsehoods. I think this can correlate very well to a P8. What is true, what isn't true, who's fake, who's not fake, who's real, who's not real, what is true, what isn't true. They're judgmental. Okay, this is pretty obvious. And they use it to kind of dominate people, you know. You just need to be truthful. I have the truth. It's a way to dominate. Okay. Let me see. Let me see what it says. I can't believe the Enneagram 8 book is finally out. I really could understand the type better. Bro, you're gonna like this because it's one of the best standalone books ever made. I swear. Belles Marveles. 2E and 1E SX8 is off to me. How is the first priority their emotional state instead of their will? Why would an insensitive 8 have emotion? First of all, I don't know how. Okay, I'll say this. Everyone's different, and there are many characters who I could easily type as FEVL SX8 and EFVL SX8. It's so easily. So easily. The girl from Girl Interrupted. How is a woman who's reactive, volatile, expressive as fuck, seductive, emotionally influential, right? Literally acting on emotion without thinking, as someone who's 1V character, as someone who's VFLE or VFEL. It's not hard to debunk those correlations because there are many people, many characters who fit this. Inuyasha is one. You're not going to type Inuyasha as 1V when if you go to the wiki of his personality, he literally cannot control himself in any way, shape or form. He cannot control his soul. So it's simple. Now, I will explain to you this SX8, 1E, and 2E. Because of Roshiro, because of Celestial, me and Reza, we went on a journey for PY. We were looking, trying to understand. I read the distinction of high emotion and low emotion. And you know what they said about high emotion? That high emotion does not have any fear to express their feelings. They do not question their right to express their feelings. Okay, cool.
Yes.
Not only that, but sexual attraction. Creating this attraction, guess what is that related to? Emotion. So a high E type is someone who can elicit strong arousal in people, strong emotional contact in other person that a low E type does not do. It's simple as that. That already made me suspicious of my own self because I'm like, I don't doubt this shit, you know? I don't doubt this shit and I'm pretty good at this type of stuff. So what the fuck? What the fuck? Creating that strong attraction, either people hate me, people have two reactions to me. Either they really fucking like me and they want to be around me, or they hate me. Emasculated men with their small dicks, they get very butthurt. I remind them of their father figure who left them and beat them. There's so much, but it is true. It is true. Then
4E is not like that.
What you say?
4E is not like that, bro. I'm way more 4E than you, you know?
True. And when I was reading First Emotion, I'm not joking, I related to it. You guys might flame me, I don't give a fuck. I swear to God, I read First Emotion, I was like, what the fuck, I relate to it. I express my shit however the fuck I want to express my shit. Simple as, I don't think about my emotions, I just express them. And if I think about my intensity, my excessive the feeling that then transforms automatically into action. Honestly, bro, like I'm not against the fucking typing at all for myself. I'm not. I really am not. Because now 2E, it's hard because it's a gift to the world. It's like an actor. So that's a bit harder for me to relate personally. Maybe someone's different. For me, it's harder to relate because I don't see, my shit is not very subtle. My reactions are very strong. They're not subtle. I'm not really focused on all of that shit. You know, the 2E is a much more advanced character who can manipulate moods, or even like more attuned to that rather than self-expression, which I personally don't really relate to. Okay, let me fucking read because I've been yapping so much, bro.
Yo, one second, before you before you get to it. What's his name? Tapoe? Yeah, you see him in the chat.
Tipovicator?
I don't. Yep. He was saying, by the way, he was saying that 3E for SP8 is very likely, right? I don't know if he was the one saying it, but now he's asking, what do I type in PY? I type in FLVE. Because what you guys, the people that are saying SP8 is so 3E, I understand.
Yeah, I get
used
that
to type
too. You guys
yeah.
aren't dumb for thinking this.
No, I used to type 3E 100%. But you guys also need to know that 3E underneath all that fucking bluntness, they feel strongly more than other people even. And they have a thirst for art, poetry, even the fucking example that was used
I mean,
for
that is true. They
for
are
VFPL.
hidden. There is a hidden
There's a
desire
hidden
for that
thirst
type of shit. Yeah.
for arts and shit like that. And the person that was used for VFEL, he was a poet, right? When you see how when he drinks, how he cries and shit like that, there's a very strong underlying emotionality under 3E. SP8, nowhere in the fucking book. When you take the book on one side, there's nowhere in the book that talks about this. And me, my personal experience, I've never experienced this. For me, emotions have never been that fucking deep. There's just that disconnection. There's not really any underlying thirst for anything. If anything, the way that you cope with that emptiness is sensorics. It's not really coped by a need to express or a need or a thirst for art. But that's just me, and what the book says also agrees with this. So for the people saying 3SP8, you got to rethink, right? FLVE has 4E, and it's not really expressed in what you guys might think 4E is like, because for FLVE, their E is extremely quiet. They are very quiet. They are one of the most quiet people out of the PY. They're considered stoic, etc. Even that their 2L isn't really that debating like 2L. It's very different. You guys should read if you want on the FLVE. You're gonna see this. So 4E doesn't necessarily mean talkative, etc. It's low emotion. It doesn't create any environments by its own, and I think it fits it very well. It
For
fits
me,
it. You
listen.
guys, if you
At the
look
end
at
of the day, me and Reza, we wanted to type ourselves correctly. I used to type
yeah,
4E. You know why? Because of resultative attitude. I don't question my emotions. I don't question any of that. I impose my shit. I express my shit. I don't give a fuck. Like, that's the thing about me, you know? And I'm clearly very capable in the emotional realm. I mean, aware or not, that's the nature of the game. But that's resultative. At the end of the day, that's just resultative. And 4E is a very even character. Very even character. It's not someone skilled, not someone as expressive. And when I met him in person, that was the biggest difference. His emotional disconnection and my expressiveness and intensity. And that's it. That was as simple as that. We just want to tap ourselves correctly. That's all I give a fuck about. Like, I understand why people have questions and they're confused, and I will start answering some of them actually right now. I want to also answer to Bellis. How can a type like 1E be sexual 8? Because 1E cares about emotions. You need to understand something, right? There's this idea that anger is not emotion. There's this idea, especially in society, that emotional means you start crying. you're crying, you're weeping, you're fucking, you know, that's emotional. But a man who is aggressive, who is violent, who's volatile, who's angry, he's not emotional. He's just man. He's just a man. That's not fucking true. Emotional me still consists of many feelings, including anger, arousal, attraction, seduction. All of those things fall under emotion in PY. So when you have a type like 1E who is like type like SX8 who is known for reacting however the fuck they want in the moment, so strong, right? And they have this seduction and emotional realm, which we will see. You cannot type a low E. And I listen, I'm the first one to cope about it. I'm the first one to cope about it. And I'm going to tell you guys, this is hard, man. It's hard to make it work. It's hard. What do you think of the Django? I have read of the Django part, and I'll tell you my honest opinion. It was a good section. And I know when people read this, and I know when they will see this, look, this trait. You will see this does not fit Django. This is an exhibitionistic, loud character. They talk, they do it loudly, they laugh. It's a very exhibitionistic character. This does not fit Django. Now you're gonna tell, and now we're gonna talk about like, so why was he typed as a sexual 8? And the reason why is because Naranjo is not a stereotypical person. He does not type people by them fitting stereotypical traits. Like if someone doesn't have this trait, they're not. No, he was looking at Django as the essence of the character, rather than looking at it as such a stereotypical, superficial way. This is the most stereotypical sexual 8 manifestation, 100% true. But I don't believe that Naranjo approached 8 course this way. He was not very stereotypical. So Django, with his rebelliousness or with his traits, he got tapped as a sexual 8. But that does not mean he, might have shown all of those traits like you'd see in the trait structure. That's what I believe. So I still liked it. So you aren't like the girls at the story of the bird says this. How is SP8 SLE? Because SLE has highest volition. What the? Okay, so Rashiro talked about it so many times. Volition, celestial, also. Volition has very little to do with willpower in PY. It's very little. Because it has to do with self-control. It has to do with controlling your impulses. It has to do with your identity. It has to do with being pro-social. First, rigid morals. Being moral, pro-social character. That's what willpower has to do with in PY. But that's not what willpower has to do in fucking socionics. What the fuck?
Not to cut you off, bro. I'll be right back. Need the bathroom.
Alright, man. I'ma start yapping though. It's all good. I can see Ross being 4L. He does seem result oriented. For me, if I'm the way I see it, right? I used to always think I'm tiered logic. You know why I used to think that? Because I get so fucking pissed off. Like, I get so fucking pissed off. I see shit that's not true. And I want to fucking I get so angry. I want to fucking correct everyone and, like, decapitate their fucking asses. And I was thinking about this, right? If my reaction towards desire or seeing this is so strong, but it comes from a place of feeling, if we really analyze it, why is that logic though? And that's what made me reconsider stuff. Why is that logic? If it makes me, if I act on the passion of the moment because I'm angered by what the fuck I see, I don't think it's true, so it should be fucking decapitated. It's a bit fucking weird for me personally. So 1V are mostly 1V are mostly Enneagram 1. 1V is very Enneagram 1. Very. 1V is also very social too. So there are many types that are 1V, but Enneagram 1 is the blueprint of this type. And I used to also, guys, listen. But for God's sake, don't not go to this stream and suddenly start retyping everyone. I fucking swear to God, don't be cunts. Don't be cunty. Those are my findings. Those are my conversations I had with people who are knowledgeable. Those are my conversations I had with other people, with my friends. We came to new conclusions. I sat down and I opened the book. I sat down and I really thought about the sources. Nothing's perfect in this system. We understand that. And you should not just follow blindly, like, fuck, he fucking said that. No. Go to your own conclusion, but I suggest you to read. Think about it. Look how high emotion works. Look how low emotion works. And think about this. Because that's what helped me, But do not fall into this new shit. You're going to start copying this. And new BDB going to have new correlations now. And what the fuck. Those were my own experiences because I was open-minded. Because many people coping. Oh, Ross, he doesn't want to find his true fucking type. Those people, again, morons. Again, dumb fucks. I always wanted to find my own type. I always am very eager and very fucking... Because I want to live in the truth. Unlike many cunts in the community, I actually give a fuck about the truth. I give a fuck about the truth. And I want to be real. I want to be real with myself and everyone else. So if I am fucking this type, I'm this type. And I want to explore that. I explored 2 high emotion types. EFVL and FEVL. FEVL, I could not make work. I tried. I talked to Roshiro, talked to Celestial. I could not make that work. So fuck it. Simple as. I'm gonna stick to the other one, and that's personally me. That's personally me. Do I still have disconnection from emotions? Yes, I do. Do I still am invulnerable person emotionally? Yes, I do. But I'm also still the same person whose wife literally describes as very fucking extremely excessive in reactions. That's who the fuck I am. So it is what it is. It's okay though. It's gonna be okay. I want to know your opinion. I'm controlled for the most part. I'm obedient, but I don't know my hierarchy in society. It's always unstable. I seek validation and I hide my resentfulness. You can be third volition. You have to look at things holistically. At the end of the day, 1E3V is different from 1F3V, and so on and so forth. But you're obedient, sure, okay. You don't know your place in society, it's always shifty, and you have resentfulness that you try to hide. But keep in mind, I'm still trying to learn this volition shit, because all the new insights, I'm still trying to adapt. I'm still trying to figure them out. It's not easy. Do you find yourself being very vocal about your feelings? Yes. And when we talk about feelings, Reza will come and he'll tell you, because I think third person would also be very helpful. But where the fuck Reza's?
I'm here, by the way. Oh. I'm here, brother. Yep.
So there's a question that I want you to answer, and I'm gonna answer, and then you can give your input. Do you find yourself being very vocal about your feelings? He's asking me. My answer is gonna be yes. And when talking about feelings, I'm not talking about like, oh, I'm now gonna tell you how I really feel. Let's discuss my emotions. Let's what the fuck? Why? Why would we do that? I don't understand that. That's fucking weird. But I am expressive with my feelings in terms of pretty much how this annoys me. This makes me enthusiastic. This makes me excited. I'm expressing this. I don't like this. I hate this. I really like this. I really don't like this. I'm disappointed by that. I'm not do you understand? This type of stuff. That's my interpretation. Now, from your perspective, Reza, do you think I express how I'm vocal about my feelings, and in if yes, in what way, since you've met me in person? What do you think?
Man, when it comes to general terms like expressive about feelings, right? If we're talking generally, right? Layman terms, fuck no. You don't catch him fucking talking about, oh my God, this fucking happened to me one time. I felt this way. Or, oh my God, I have such a fucking feeling right. No, none of that fucking emotionality in layman terms. But truth is, Rust is one of, if not the most fiery, passionate person I've seen, I've met. He will tell when he's angry, you're gonna fucking know he's angry. He start cursing, he start raising his voice, he'd be very fucking fuming, right? And he would be loud about it. When he's happy, excited, everybody around would fucking see it. Everybody around would fucking see it. He would be loud, ecstatic, etc. But you know what's crazy too? Is that even in his fucking excitement, even in his anger and all this shit, it's very easy for him to fucking switch and flip into completely stoic mode. So given what I just told you guys, would you guys really say he's emotional? It really depends on how the fuck you look at it.
Right.
If he expresses emotion intensely and passionately, yes, you
Yes.
can say it like that. But is he tender, vulnerable, soft, whatever, all these shits? No. So in a sense, it depends on
It's
on
it
how you
depends
fucking
on
read
the
the word emotion.
interpretation of how you mean feelings. But
Yeah.
we discussed with Rushiro how during the trip there was a switch up for me, right? Like I was very
Yes.
intense, and then suddenly you saw me
Yes.
go cold, like withdrawn cold,
Yes. Yes.
and that was
Yes.
a huge difference for you. Probably kind of ticked you off a bit.
Was such a huge fucking difference that even for a couple of days afterwards, like, bro, you sure? You sure I didn't do something that really, like, made you feel a type of way or something? It was that fucking huge. Like, one fucking day he's ecstatic, going crazy, hyped, fucking expressive, all of it. Next fucking moment, he's completely fucking stoic,
And you know what's
almost
crazy? I
distant.
was thinking about something you said. I was talking to about with my wife today, actually, and it fucking blew my mind because you both said the same exact thing. That
Mm,
when I'm in a bad mood, because we can say that was a bad mood, clearly.
yes, yes, yes.
That you mentioned that there is latent aggression, and
Mm,
I was
mm.
like completely unaware. I'm like, I'm not aggressive, like I don't want to hurt anyone. But you said, and she also admitted that when I'm in a bad mood and I'm cold, I'm more that way. There's a sense of latent aggression. What the fuck does that mean to you? What does that mean, latent fucking aggression? I still don't understand, because I wasn't obviously gonna hurt anyone or act any type of way.
You guys won't understand it until you see it in person. When I'm talking about someone who has latent aggression in their fucking in the way that they present or whatever, it means that the person, even though they're quiet, they're not making a scene, they're not making a fuss, they're not hitting anybody. When you fucking are around them, there's a certain vibe, there's a certain or like there's a certain energy that is dangerous. Maybe it's the facial expression. I don't know what the fuck it is. But there's a certain energy that is almost dangerous to the people around. And I don't think he realizes it. I don't think he's aware. But
No,
I'm sure other.
guy, I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah. I don't
fucking.
think he
I'm
was.
not. I sort of. I'm not aware of it, which is so fucking annoying. I'm.
Mm, mm.
I'm like, bro. I'm not like doing anything premeditated. I'm gonna like act a certain way. That's just how I feel. That's just how it is in the moment.
It's crazy because in a sense I would see like if anybody was around him, like certain people if they're around him, they would feel uncomfortable.
And that's what
I,
my
I
wife
would.
said. Yeah,
It's
yeah,
that bad.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it's like to that degree, if that makes sense. It's
yeah.
very obvious. Very obvious. You just don't
Um,
see it, maybe.
it's fucking beautiful explanation. So I hope that explains to you, Virio, and I know that for you, first physics is the most relatable. Most relatable. Um, I tried to see first physics. I was very open, very open. I'm like, maybe I am. It's very difficult because I know someone who is first physics. I type result first physics and I see that excessive physicality. I was the one telling him, like, that let's kind of chill. Let's, I was worried for him. I'm like, bro, like physically, this is kind of fucked up. Like, You're gonna damage yourself. You're gonna hurt yourself. You're gonna hurt your fucking body, you know? So I was much more like physically attuned, physically more balanced than he was. While he's
Yeah.
that, you know what's ironic? That's what made me realize maybe I am 1E and maybe he's 1F. When I told him about how he's maybe damaging his own body, how I see all of those things, and I'm worried, he was completely oblivious. He's like, "Oh, I didn't realize that he didn't really give a fuck." It's like he didn't really care or realize the extent of harm that he might be doing to himself, the extent of excessiveness that he's indulging in. For him, it's not excessiveness, it's just normal. So
Yeah.
for me, it stood out. Same for him, telling me something about myself. I'm like, holy shit. To me, it's normal. I don't think I'm too much. I don't think I'm anything. But then this person from the external world tells you that, which is obviously like, it's like your blind spot in a sense. Like you are excessive, but you're not even aware of it. It's weird, but that's what happened. And for me, second physics, I fuck with it much more, because again, I'm much more moderate in that sense, you know? Like I can enjoy, we went to Indian restaurants, we fucking ate until we couldn't fucking, all we could do is shit. That's all we could do, just shit. That's all we could do. Couldn't even fucking have a belt on, because that's how fucking like fat I was. That's how fat I was. And so we could both indulge, but I also know when to say no. I also know when to say, yeah, I don't really fucking need it. That's not that fucking big of a deal for me. And that's the big fucking difference. Someone say, Spacey, Reza, how do you relate to second logic? Because I don't see it unless I'm misunderstanding what second logic really is.
Good question. Good question. When it comes to second logic, you could take any placement in isolation and make cases that, okay, I don't see it in this type, I don't see it in you and you and you. But when you fucking take it as a whole fucking type, FLVE, and you read what the author said about FLVE, you will see that their logic is not used at all, except in the pursuit of what the fuck they want to gain. Almost one-to-one to what the fuck the SLE is set to be like, almost one-to-one with the SP8 as well. So this is exactly how it manifests for me. I don't sit and philosophize or intellectualize shit. I'm not that type of guy. I don't sit and debate with people. I'm not even that vocal when it comes to intellectualism and shit. I don't talk and sit and express my opinion on anything if I don't need to. But if you go when you read the FOVE, you will see how logic is only used in the pursuit of goals, in the pursuit of getting what the fuck the type wants, of getting what the individual wants. That's how 2L manifests in the FLVE. You should read about it if you're interested. You're gonna see it says
I want to
that.
give my own take too, because he's he's very true about FLVE. You know, it's not gonna be this hyperlogical type. No. People will say that it's because third volition it's getting nerfed big time, but generally, not a circle jerker. It's not a circle jerker. And with Reza, you're still dealing with someone who has high logical elements in socionics. He has no issues holding his own in debates. He has no issues in dealing with logistics to get what he wants. But everything, even the logical world, is something for him to gain satisfaction in the physical realm at the end of the day. Reza is all about safety, control of his environment, territory, and again, satisfaction of his desires. Those are his main thing. That's his main thing.
Beautifully said.
Thank you, man. I keep trying to get my 1F wife to stop drinking so much because it might potentially be doing to her body. She doesn't care. She likes the feeling of it. That's fucking Reza. Like, Reza is stubborn. Yes, you can tell him this and that, but if this motherfucker doesn't want to do it, he's not gonna do it. He's not gonna do it. Trust me.
Hell no.
But let's keep going, because we kept yapping. So, absolute truth, they are provocative. You know, okay. So they use provocation to dominate the other and obtain, so to speak, recognition. It might be by stating unspoken truth, that no one dares to name. There's an obsession with breaking limits, especially those of others, to see how far they can push. They continuously test close people, even entering open conflict when they want. They live that conflict as a way of asserting themselves. So this is pretty fucking straightforward. This type is all about creating a certain reaction. So provoking other people to get them fucking angry, get them to get that reaction, to impose that shit on them, it will happen. It can happen. Again, it might even be speaking a truth no one wants to say. You know, and in society, this is not very hard because there's so many people who want to be sheep, and in general, many things people don't want to say because they don't want to be outcasted socially, so they will not say it. So if you do it, if you say something that no one wants to say because, oh my god, then that's what's gonna happen. Openly antisocial. They position themselves outside of the established order. They don't believe in institutions, groups, society. They seem not to believe in humanity through, and this is a mistake. This is a mistake. I need to still have some of this, fix some of this, because this is not even true. It means that they operate through interpersonal relationships. It's not how it's supposed to be written. So the cult of freedom and independence. It's basically they feel like they need to be completely independent. They don't need anything from others because it shows weakness, dependency, non-conforming. They need to be the bad one, which is obvious. There's an identification with being bad. This is whatever, right? But deep down, they want to be actually good. Because the way this works is the sexual grows up and the parents constantly make them feel like the bad one. You're the shitty one. You're this, you're that. This child takes this label and then identifies with it, but makes it his own. You know, I am bad. I'm this, that. This is true. This is that. It's to, in a way, reclaim any sort of feeling of control, any sort of a feeling of agency that they might have lost, sense of power, right? That's what it is. Because that's what happened. But deep down, there is a desire to be good. There is a desire to be a kind person underneath this kind of presentation, you know? Sadistic, and this is what I'm talking about. They enjoy making others suffer. There's a kind of pleasure in breaking the shit open. Satisfaction in breaking the other. Especially those they perceive to be controlled or hiding something. So this is someone who likes to fucking get people to go crazy. Histrionic, we talked about this, very simple. Protective, this is what you guys would not expect, but it's here. Very loyal. For the sexual aid, protection is expression of loyalty and securing attachment. So I protect you, you are mine. I protect you, then I have your loyalty. The Avenger. You see, look at those traits. Look at those traits.
Wow.
Look at those traits. Loyal. You see this? Complicity. Look at those traits.
Even called complicity. That's crazy.
Why does he have a goatee now? What kind of a fucking question is that? Why does he have... Some of you guys are so fucking weird. Like, I swear to God, like, either you guys have autism or like... I never meet people in real life the way I meet people in fucking on typology community. Do you know what I'm saying? Like they're so eccentric and so fucking weird. You guys leave me fucking speechless. Holy shit. Oh, fuck. Oh my god. People on the internet, they can say anything. It says slick bag, I just noticed. Cool. Yeah. Let me respond to some of you guys. You guys are... Theotube. Yeah, I want to know what TeoTube is typing. Popman, why bro so mad? I'm not mad. I just think your question's fucking weird. It's a weird question. It's like, think about it. You're meeting someone in person and you're asking them, why do you have hair? What happened? Why do you have hair? It's almost like part of me thinks I'm dealing like it's a stunted person. Maybe they're challenged. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know you're fucking around. Like, it's like a genuine question, but I'm just trying to show you, like, maybe, you know, like, it's a weird question. Like you're not human. Like you're like on a spectrum, and severe, and it's severe and shit. You know, that's what I'm saying. Doesn't loyalty work the same as it would for social aid? It works very similar. That's the problem. It works very fucking similar. I might read the 8 book soon. Many people, Paul says, I might read the 8 book soon. Many people on PDB vote SX8 as moderately agreeable, which sounds a bit weird for me. Those people are mistyped sexual twos, and they're the same people who are typing this type as sanguine first. Ignore them. Ignore them. They're mistyped. But a sexual 8 is not going to be moderately agreeable. When I was when I was unhealthy, I was incredibly disagreeable, pathologically disagreeable, literally. All of my agreeableness would be, I would score 0%. I'm not even joking. I used to do that. Now I score much better, right? There's much bigger improvement, but I still am a low in agreeableness. Regardless, that's just the nature. So it's sexual twos again. Let me guess, they're also women, right? The coincidence, right? They're women, sexual aid women, and they're sanguine, choleric, and they're also agreeable. Wow, you know, it's almost like they're sexual too. Who would have fucking thought? Jesus. But this is what I want to show you guys. Look at this. Look at those traits, guys. You would never expect those traits. Never. Read this. Read this, guys. Look at this. I will read the comment section. You guys can read this.
Someone was saying if I'm just an SP8 that's FOVE, or is it like archetypal? Based off all the fucking information we found, because we were digging deep into PY and shit like that, bro, it seems like it cannot be anything other than 1F for the SP8. FLVE, it seems like the most common. If you read the descriptions of FLVE, it'll make sense. Some things, of course, that'll contradict, but for the most part, it's very, very similar.
I don't. Okay, listen. We have to be honest here. Like, I don't want to fall into this shit. It's only this. I don't want to do that. Always type the subject, guys. Okay, if we want to make like a rigid rule, right? Make a rigid rule. Always type the subject first. So, if you have Reza, type Reza as Reza is. Don't type Reza because what happened to us? What happens to everyone? Correlations. And people, you know what's crazy? Even people who tell me they don't use correlations, I see their typings. It's all correlation typing. So even people who are not involved in the community, they rely on correlation typing. So if we want to be like the most fair, we would have to type the subject. So if you see someone who does fit SP8, very well, for whatever reason, and they still would fit VFEL or some other shit, you need to type them as that. We're not here to tell you that that's not the case. Now, archetypally, in theory, in what we see, it is true that this type fits FLVE better. But that's all that we're saying. Cannot type the subject first. That's all. I think that's the safest thing to do. I think that makes the most sense.
Someone was asking how is 3V for me.
Yeah?
And if you want to think about it in a sense for the SP8 in general also, you can apply this in general, right? Why the fucking hypervigilance? Why the overprotectiveness? there's even it's written in the book. All of this is because of a certain fragility that they might fucking feel, but or might think that they have. It's of course unconscious. Like, why would all eights have this issue with vulnerability? All eights have this issue. And so all this fucking hypervigilance, all this acting out, externalizing behavior is all because of that fucking fear of vulnerability. So that's how I relate to the 3V, right? And I do have that over reliance of to the 1F, even at my worst and my most fucking unhealthy. The way that I would solve conflict was always physically. That was my best way of dealing with it. My way of coping with emptiness is to go and overindulge in sensorics and shit. So that's why it's 3V, 1F for me. Whereas if I was 1V, where the fuck is the hyper self-controlled nature? Where is this this need to self-realize and actualize
Uh,
and vision for the fucking
you
world?
don't,
Like,
but like, dude, you don't give a fuck about that, bro. You don't care
no, I
about
don't
any
give a
of it,
fuck. I'll
bro.
be real. I don't give a flying
All we
fuck.
did was fucking like you just like to fucking you're like the bear. Like Reza is the blueprint of a bear, man. Like 8 Wing 9. People say he might, bro. I met him. I'm like, this fucking guy is like the stereotype of 8 Wing 9, bro. When I met him, the bear, like
Uh,
it's crazy. It's crazy. But Popman was asking, where can I find the book link? The book link is on in my community posts on YouTube. You can access that. You can get the book translated and ready to go. Let me see though. Let me keep reading some. A lot of positive traits. Maybe it's some Polish culture shit. Popman. Listen, yeah, I mean, listen, it's not that deep at the end of the day. I was just saying, maybe I thought it was weird, Because people asking me such questions. Why do you do this? I do this because I want to do this. Like, if I wanna take a shit on the stream, maybe I'll take a shit on the stream. Like I don't know. If I have this, I have that. Like, that's my thing. But don't worry, I'm not like it's not that serious. Um, Ooh, Reza, can you explain how 1F works for you in getting things that you desire? I remember you said you can be very particular with your things and you will go to great things to get the exact things you want.
yes, and yes, I did speak about this first stream or something like this, but yeah, once I have a fixation on something that I want, like a fucking, like I used the example of the car that I wanted. I would go out of my fucking way tirelessly, non fucking stop to get it. I would go from in the case of the car, I spent like 9 hours going since morning until fucking like in the it was getting dark, just going to different dealerships trying to get the best fucking deal of the car. Because I wanted it now. I wanted it to fucking happen. Now I could not stand the fact that I had to wait one more fucking day and split the whole fucking workload into maybe a week. Everything had to be done now because I wanted the shit now. And I couldn't fucking cope with the idea of waiting. And that's just with one thing, right? The car. So that's how the 1F is like for me when it comes to desires. Once it's turned on, you cannot fucking shut it down unless you fucking get it because otherwise you get frustrated, you can't cope, you can't sit still, So it has to be gotten now. That's how my 1F is
And
when it comes to
his
a
growth
desire.
should be his growth path should be okay, now I'm going to delay the gratification. I really really want it and I'm not going to get that right now, you know? Like I'm going to stop myself from getting that. That would be his growth, which obviously it's hard for him. It's hard for him to this guy is if he buys something, even as simple as buying things online, he buys something, he looks at the date, it's too long, he will even cancel the whole fucking thing, go through the process just to buy it somewhere else so it can get delivered quicker. It shows everywhere,
Yeah, that's written in the book
Yeah,
there. You need
yeah,
to delay gratification and
yeah.
shit. Yeah.
Sexual 8. Let me see. I think you could make an argument for certain facets of agreeableness being high in sexual 8. It's possible. I'm not saying it isn't possible, but what I don't like is, okay, this is what I don't like. I don't like when a person comes in, because it fucks things up. A person comes in with who probably is agreeable. Some fucking sexual 8 comes in, right? Sanguine choleric sexual 8, FEVL, who is highly agreeable, starts writing how this subtype is highly agreeable because they're highly agreeable. And I don't like this. I don't believe sexual 8 is the most disagreeable type ever. I'm not the most disagreeable type. I'm not. But I'm not someone who is agreeable. For me, it's clearly disagreeableness over agreeableness. But it's not extreme. I'm not here to say, but generally you would expect them to be disagreeable. And at the end of the day, that's what matters. No need to be hyper specific. They have a tendency to be egocentric. And it makes sense though, right? Like, look at the traits. Deceptive and anti-norm. They break rules. They take pride in mocking authority, right? They are authoritarian. I'm the one who fucking is in charge, right? Blah blah blah. Their leadership often is based on fear, and can be explosive, and anger can have serious consequences. Verbal or physical aggression. Territorial. Like, no, this is someone being bad and breaking shit, like sadism. Come on, like, you cannot look at the trait structure and be like, no, that's actually agreeable. I have worked so much on my growth, on my transformation, so fucking much, and my agreeableness have increased big time. It did big time, but it still is never gonna be someone who is like naturally as agreeable. Never. Do you think you are addicted to 1E as Reza is to 1F? Okay, I'll tell you something.
You said, and then I'll answer if you like. I'll give my perspective.
Yeah. You okay? I am someone who has talked about this many times. My biggest issue in the past when I was unhealthy was boredom. It was such an overwhelming feeling of emptiness and feeling like I need to do something. I need to fuck with someone. I need to start conflict. I need to do anything to feel alive. And for me, this type of shit was always interpersonal. That's how it always was.
Yeah.
I had to fuck with someone. I had to fucking be loud. I have to get in a fucking conflict. Have someone fuck with me. I fuck with them. That's what I liked. That's what made me feel good. To the point where when I told my friends, I'm bored right now, my friends were scared. My friends were like, holy fuck, it's not good, He's gonna start acting all fucked up and picking fights and getting into dumb arguments. So this feeling of boredom, I had to replicate with feeling alive. And feeling alive was feeling that type of excitement and intensity. It wasn't doing drugs all day and doing all of that shit, It wasn't that. It was more in the interpersonal sphere for me. So that's how it was. And to say I'm addicted to 1E, I can't even tell you that. Because in my perspective, I underestimate my own anger. I underestimate my own excessiveness in that realm. I swear to God, I do. Because my wife tells me, listen, you have emotional dysregulation. You have emotional dysregulation. And I'm like, I don't fucking have an emotional dysregulation. Why would I have emotional dysregulation? Right? But that's how it was, because my instinct is always to react strongly to something. I always do. That's just how it is. And if I'm cold, I'm really cold. And if I'm fiery, I'm really fiery. But that's just the way it is. So from my perspective, I have no idea if I'm addicted to it or not addicted. But what I know is that I need fucking shit to happen. I need that. And for the way I do it, yes, okay, yeah, I'm loud. Yeah, sure. I make sure I'm having fun, and I make sure everything's entertaining for myself. That's how I do it. That's my own opinion on that matter.
I just wanted to say the same exact shit, but fuck, you just said everything. Yeah, that's basically what the fuck it is.
Can't Enneagram 8 eventually be healthy once they identify their emotions? Good question. And a hard question. Because identifying emotions is the hardest thing ever. Even for me, right? I have no idea how the fuck I'm feeling. But you probably will be able to tell. Because you fucking see it. But I don't know. If something's bothering me, you think I know? I don't know. But it comes out in my behavior, in my actions, in my expression. But I don't know how I feel. I don't know what bothers me. I don't know why the fuck I would be bothered by anything. So it's a problem. And I have went through transformation and I still am not in touch with many of my emotions. I'm definitely better in many other emotions. I feel human. I know that sounds crazy, but I feel human, if that makes sense. You know? I'm in touch with compassion. I'm in touch with tolerance. I'm in touch with kindness. I'm in touch with those things. That's where I'm more in touch with. But if I'm hurt or if I'm not hurt, it's still very hard. Like, I don't know. I don't know. The difference is when I'm healthy, I realize the extent of my issues. When I'm healthy, I understand that I need to reflect. That if I feel, if I react this way, it means I am bothered. I need to think about why I got bothered. I need to reflect on that, and I need to do something about that. That's what being healthy means. You're never gonna be so in touch with all of your emotions. It's never gonna be that way. But you'll be able to navigate them and address them in a way that's gonna be beneficial to you, or to understand why you got hurt, why you got wounded, why something happened. Because that's the thing. If I get hurt or offended, I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna feel bad. I'm gonna act a certain way. I might get cold. I might get more withdrawn because I'm fucking offended. I'm hurt, so I go cold. But in my perception, I'm not offended. But that coldness is now expressed. So you have to always be mindful. It's hard. That's what I would say about this. Do you have anything to say about this, Reza?
For me, I mean, it's kind of complicated because even when I try to feel an emotion, like that situation I said, something wants to come out, you can't identify it. So how the fuck am I supposed to be in touch with it? So in a sense, I don't know. It's a very complicated fucking issue. I don't know how the fuck to go around it, how to go about it. I'm not at that health level where I'm able to anyway.
Yeah, you're
So for
cooked. You're more
me,
cooked, right? You're more cooked.
I don't. Yeah, you read this in SP8 too. It's
Yeah.
it's it's the most detached from that aspect. So it's very hard. It's very hard.
Someone
I
was
don't know where to start.
asking, um, is procrastinating from chores very common in Enneagram 8? Why? I don't know what kind of Enneagram 8 likes to do chores. Because it's the most boring, most unfulfilling shit you can do. So I don't think an Enneagram 8 likes to do chores. I don't think so. Because the whole being of the Enneagram 8, it's like Enneagram 8 saying he likes to do the dishes. It's the most painful, it's a painful experience to stand there and wash the fucking dishes like a monkey. Like, it's no. It's a horrible. Chores are horrible. They're horrible. They're very horrible. But they must be done. So we do them, just like any other human. But fuck's sake, I'd rather be doing anything else than do the chores.
Same. Fuck chores, bro. I tell you that much.
Yeah,
Fuck chores.
fuck chores. Throw your clothes anywhere, bro. Oh, thank you, Broski Nemeza, the OG.
Mesa.
Jinx does type EFVL. I do type it as that, actually. Fuck it. Before the book dropped, actually. I feel like Enneagram 4s help 8 grow, even sexual 4. I think so. I mean, from my experience, I went through my transformation because I met my wife. And I know I keep fucking saying that shit a million fucking times, but that's how it was. I met my wife, and that, I knew she was the one. I knew she was the one, and I really fucking tried. I tried to get better, and I did get better, so I'm happy. Enneagram 8 might be aware of boredom and react to consciously. Do 7s feel similar void and need stimulation? Yes. 7 cores also need stimulation. Also, the difference, as far as Naranjo says it, is how visceral the 8 core is and physical. So the intensity for the 8 is tangible and visceral. For the 7, it often is mental. So they can seek mental stimulation. But for the 8, it is a visceral feeling, I mean, breaking the dishes would be more interesting, but do you really want to lose your fucking dishes, unless you're such a sexual 8 that you don't give a shit, Like, you're such a fucking Sigma, you don't give a fuck. You're like, I'm a sexual 8, I'm gonna throw everything, and like, fuck the dishes and everything. Typing EFVL is something I would have never expected. Yeah, I mean, me too. Pablo Picasso was typed as an EFVL, and he was a Sigma, So I'm not too fucking bothered by it, to be honest. And if I look at third volition, many people obviously say whatever they might say about third volition. For me, it's simple. For me, the way if I would describe third volition, I'm always and have always been hyper rebellious individual who does not want to be controlled at any cost. To the point where I am very reactive to such impositions. Simple. That's how it is. There's a sensitivity and there's reactiveness when it comes to that. Operating on other people's hierarchies, on other people's territory, on other people's... I cannot do that shit. I cannot fucking do that shit. To be subjugated by someone, I cannot fucking do that shit. I can't. So I'm gonna avoid that shit. Because I'm not gonna put myself in that situation. Fuck that. So for me, there is a much more big orientation towards rebellion, towards opposing authority than you'd expect in the 1V, who should not give a fuck, who should just do their own thing and be the authority. That's how I would view it. Am I like, oh wow, I feel unsure in my position in my world, I don't know what to do? No, I don't relate to it. I'm not gonna relate to it. I'm not gonna lie to you. But there is a sensitivity, there's reactiveness, there's a rebellion, there's an active, senseless rebellion. Oh, someone says religion is great. Oh no, man, fuck religion. If you think this is great, it's actually fucking stupid. Like, no, everyone needs to feel happy. What the fuck? No. We don't need to feel happy. In fact, we need to be fucking melancholic or fucking angry, right? There's a senseless, purposeless rebellion, which I would not associate with the first volition. I would associate with a processional willpower like third volition, and more so. But, fuck it, we do what we do. Everyone has different opinions. You can still type me as 1V. You can still type me as anything. Just, that's my personal take, That's my own view of myself. Because many people, people don't know me. People come to me sometimes. I heard this. I heard that. This is who you are. And I'm like, stop being retarded. Listen to what the fuck I'm saying. Listen to what the fuck I'm saying. That's all. How hard is it? Just listen to what the fuck I'm saying. And if you will listen, you will know my own fucking opinion and my own perspective. And my own perspective is my own, of course. You know, someone might be like, oh, I think you're VFL. I think you're VFL. That's fine. But I type as EFVL. Why? Because I actually relate to first emotion. And to me, first emotion being excessive over everything else, it's not that fucking weird. It's not that weird. It's not that weird to imagine. What happened to Ring? He got decapitated. He's in the basement. I'm joking. He's not in the basement, guys. What the fuck? Come on, bitch. Why is this not working, man? Yo, come on. Yo, Reza?
Yo, what happened, man?
No, I'm just trying to... Fuck me.
It's bugged for you? What, the chat is?
That chat is bugged, man. Give me a second.
Shit.
Shit. Where's everyone? Okay, I think I'm back. Guys. Give me a second. Oh my god. What the fuck? Why? Yo, I don't fucking understand this. Why the fuck, man? Does the stream still work?
Yeah, it still works.
Yo,
I
what
can
the
see everything normally how it is.
Yo,
Yeah.
come on now. What? That makes no fucking sense. That makes no sense. I'm clicking on it. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you actually fucking joking right now? Okay, just give me a second, guys. Fuck. Give me a second.
Take your time, man.
Fuck. Okay, let me read. I want to try something. It's not gonna work though now, will it?
Stream went off, bro.
Interesting.
Back on.
So it was, what did you see?
It was just the background. Your rusted logo background.
The logo background. Okay. I wanna try something. Stick with me, guys.
Back to the background.
Yeah. Just give me a second.
No problem, man.
Oh shit! Do you see it?
Okay, there it is.
There
Okay.
he is. But how do I do the chat? I want to do the live chat. Okay, give me a second, guys. I'm gonna try something.
The book is gone, though, you know?
Yeah, man, fuck the book. We're gonna get the book. I need to see what people are saying. Wait.
Yo, what's up, G-Lag? How we doing, man?
G-Lag, brother, what's good? My brother from another mother. Yeah, what the fuck? I think I'm gonna fix it, guys. I think I'm gonna fix it. It will work now. Test. Yeah, why the fuck is it not working? Man, what the fuck? Why? I don't fucking understand, bro. I swear to God, I don't understand why this doesn't work. What's different? What is different? Guys, I used to have a live chat and I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna fix the live chat. But I don't know why it doesn't work right now. You guys are writing and nothing happens. Why? Man, fuck this. Okay. Let me see what people say. Thoughts on SP1 2F? I think it's archetype. I don't. Fuck correlations. Fuck correlations. Getting pissed. The reason why I'm pissed off is because I don't understand how this works. I don't understand how this works because I have a fucking live chat and all I want to do is to make it work. All I want to do is to make it work. So why the fuck doesn't it work? It's a simple question, right? It's a simple equation. Simple equation. But it doesn't fucking work. Wait. Oh my God, I did it. Guys, we're so fucking back. Oh, we did it. Oh man. Oh man. I'm happy. That was very good. That was. Oh man, it works. That's so awesome, man. Fuck. G-Lag, my brother. This guy, guys, he's amazing.
Yeah, G fucking lag.
G fucking lag. He's a G. And his name is great. He's a G-Lag. It's perfect. Fits perfectly. Maybe a good old star. We don't need to do that shit. Look at that. It's working. See? It's working. Woo! Okay, let's talk about our meeting, bro. Let's talk about our meeting because I feel like people would like it.
Yeah, we haven't talked about it yet.
So, our meeting was a business oriented. We were on a business trip because we're business partners. We do big things in this world, big things. But we met. We've been obviously talking to each other for 3 years, I think. It was 3 years when we met, right? On PDB, long time.
3 years, yeah. 3 years, yeah.
So, it was 3 years we were talking to each other for 3 years. And to be honest, when we met, we kicked it. Like it felt natural, right? It was like we knew each other for a long time. It wasn't like awkward for a long time or anything like this.
It's crazy because, bro, it's first day, just getting acclimated to the city and getting in the groove and shit, bro. We kicked it off like we seen each other before. It was crazy. It was like that, actually. It's crazy.
First thing we did, because we were in Amsterdam, first thing we did was like, let's get you a belt because he didn't have a belt, and I'm like, let's fucking go. Let's go to Amsterdam. We can get some belt. But man. We were doing some shit, we can't fucking say it, to be honest, on stream. Nothing crazy, but there's some, we just can't say it, okay? There's some shit we just can't say. Nothing, we're criminal. Well, I guess, it is a crime, so I guess it's criminal. But, in my opinion, that's not a crime. It shouldn't be a crime. But it was so much fun. And the biggest thing for me when I met him was understanding how different we really are. Because obviously, when you talk to someone on VC, when you talk to them on camera, you see it, you know. Okay, you talk to them for this extended period of time, it's cool, but it's not the same as you having them there, the presence, the all of it. It's not the same. And I remember
So
telling
different.
Reza, I'm like, bro, if people saw us together in person, like the same people who know us, they would not say we're even similar. We're different people. Just because
Oh
of
yeah.
how we are, how we present differently. They're like, they're very different people, you know. But on VC, maybe like in my circle, everyone, people were like, yeah, you guys are so similar. Even people who on the internet, they're like, you guys sound the same. You guys sound so similar. You talk the same. But it's so superficial. The truth is, if you met us both in person, you would be like, those people, they're very different. But because of typology, we're this brain rot. So we think they're both 8 cores. They're the same. They're the same. But there's such a difference in manifestation, right?
Bro, we talked about this even in the trip. Like, somebody would see us a stranger and be like, okay, he's the quiet, chill one, and then the other one is the loud, extroverted guy. It's so fucking different. The only similarity there, I think, is in mentality and worldview. But I was not expecting this, bro. I was expecting us to be maybe a bit more similar in real life, like how we think online. But it was fucking different, like wildly different. And you guys, like, it's truly the fucking difference is huge. Like, you guys wouldn't fucking, um, you guys wouldn't fucking guess it. It's crazy. In real life, it's insane.
It's breaking the law. I mean, I feel like the concept of law. You know how many things don't seem like they should be illegal? You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't make sense that they're illegal. And you almost feel, it's a weird feeling that, you know, if you get caught, you know you might go to prison or you might get a fine, or but you don't feel that it's illegal. You feel like it's not really illegal. It's not that big of a deal. And there are many laws that are this way. To name you a few, obviously driving. Many of the driving laws can seem a bit like, are they really illegal? Like, yeah, you know. So there's many laws. Uh, Although I think many people would say it's illegal. You know, okay, they would say it's illegal, but and it probably dangerous. Not even probably, but very dangerous to yourself and everyone in the same vicinity. But fuck it, you know, we ball. Um, how does Enneagram A? Reza is much more reserved.
How, what would you say to that?
Um, I would say 100%.
Hmm.
I would say 100%. In person, you're very reserved. In person, you're like an ISTP stereotype.
Damn.
You are an ISTP stereotype. You're like the bear, bro. You sleep 16 hours. Like this guy, right? I was awake at 9 a.m. and I'm like, fuck me, man. Now what the fuck am I gonna do? This motherfucker sleeping 15 hours. And I'm like, even when you sleep, you're an SP8. How ridiculous is that? How ridiculous is that? Popman, homosexuality. Popman, don't be projecting your butt. I don't want to say it, but I'm gonna fucking say it. Don't be projecting your butt fondling fantasies on me and my friend. You wanted to get butt fucked by a silverback gorilla. Don't project that
He
shit on
want his
me.
cherry popped by a gorilla, bro.
You want the fucking
This pop
penetration and you
fuck.
want to go deep too. You want that shit with no lube. So don't be. Come on now.
Oh,
No, come on now.
golly,
Come on now.
golly,
You know
pop
there was
man.
a case of someone
You
getting fucking
crazy,
fucked
pop
by
man.
a horse dick and him dying? That could have been you. So let that sink in.
Fuck me, pop man. God damn.
3V on 8 core. Brother from another mother, I get you. And maybe one day you will see it. And if you don't see it, it's okay. You can have your own opinion. Reza is bear, Russ is a wolf. You know what's crazy? My wife always says, you would be a wolf. You would be a wolf. And I'm like, I'm doing like Robert De Niro impression. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I'll be a wolf. Yeah, you know, like okay, I'll be a wolf. I'll be a wolf. I fuck it. And you know what's crazy? When I had shrooms, this is true story. When I had shrooms, I had a vision of a wolf, white wolf, protecting like a city, abandoned city. And in a sense, that was I do know. I think it was a representation of my inner soul. You know, the city was like almost like The Last of Us. It's like abandoned and it's like overgrown with like greenery and shit. And there was this fucking wolf guarding in front, looking suspiciously. That was my on. I saw that. You know, fucking weird. I don't think it's about reservation, but more as outwardly more emotive. Reza's guarded. It's obvious that Rust relies on emotion, and Reza relies on other things to express. I think this is very true. I think Reza is not very emotive, and that's what really is the biggest difference when we met. He's more he's very physical, you know, and I'm also physical. So the way he would maybe show he cares is by we have this new, you know, like this motherfuckers, they have the greetings. We have our own greeting, everything. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, some West Side shit. People don't get it.
Javier's idiot gang. What do you mean Javier's idiot gang? Can you explain that to me? If I am maybe not understanding it well. What does that mean? Javier's idiot gang. Are you saying Javier's an idiot? Are you saying his gang is an idiot? But who is this gang? Who are those people? Because I know his gang. And not the... You know what I'm saying? I know his gang. Where's Reza from, by the way? Saudi Arabia.
I'm from the kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
From the kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Don't fuck with him.
From the kingdom, my
Don't
nigga.
fuck with him.
Till kingdom
If
come.
you'd see him in
You
a
know what I'm
fucking suit, you'd fucking shit your pants. You would. You would. I like, dude, when you had the black suit, but you had that kind of like the collar, this one, you had that, you didn't have like the tie, like, you know, you had them more open.
Oh yeah, I had
in
it
my
open,
opinion,
yeah.
you had that like Saudi Arabian mob boss kind of like heavy set, like, I fuck with that look, personally. I fuck with that look.
I might need to wear that more often because I like the tie a lot.
You look so good, bro, in that shit. Like, it's crazy. Like, it fits you. You again, you know, that kind of like a mob boss, man. Kind of like that no-nonsense guy, tough guy mob boss. Like, I fuck with that shit. Reza is just no bullshit guy. Rust is an intense yapper. That's pretty much true. How can AIDS work on being more disagreeable?
I'm being more disagreeable?
Yo, come on now. I think you meant more agreeable because we don't need to be more disagreeable. We need to be more agreeable.
Huh.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Do you mean you? Like, what do you mean? How do you mean this? I thought he was Italian American. Bro, thank you. He literally looked like the Italian American kind of mob boss. When I first heard Reza's voice, I thought he was black. I'm not racist, by the way. This is true. They're not wrong. He's not black? Question mark.
James saying the same shit. James said the same
everyone thinks you're black, bro.
Once you go black, you can't go back. I mean,
once you go black, you can't go back, yo. It's over, shit.
I'm black. That's it.
I thought he was black too. Guys, what the fuck, man?
Jeez.
You do talk though. You have that the energy, you know, the culture of how do we talk about it without being racist? It's not possible because there's always someone gonna be like, oh my god, black people, they don't have their own sounds and their voices. I don't know what to fucking tell you. Like, what the fuck? Black people speak differently. Guys, man, I don't know how black people sound like, but he sounds like a motherfucker thinks he's John Marston. Lol. I don't think. I don't think he gives a fuck about John Marston.
Talking about me?
Yeah, I think so.
Why the fuck would I think I'm like John Marston, motherfucker?
Oh
I ain't even
shit.
played the first game.
Oh man, you're gonna now you're in trouble,
Dumb
broski.
motherfucker.
You're oh, it's over for you. You're in trouble now. You're in trouble. Now what you gonna do? Reza got very eloquent vocabulary. Reza's a fucking intellectual. You guys are just sleeping on it. He's just no nonsense.
Thank you for that. I appreciate that. I do try to work on that. Thank you.
You hear that? The eloquence?
The eloquence. You
Eloquence,
like it?
sorry.
Yeah.
Eloquence. See, I'm not eloquent. Well, considering I'm Polish and the average IQ of Polish citizens is around 85, I would say I'm doing very fucking well for myself. So what were the differences between you two? Did Russ just talk more? Question mark.
Maximilian, sorry for the decapitation, bro. It's just
What you
misunderstanding.
think about this, bro? Read the question.
So what were the more differences between you two? Rush just talk more or nah. Wait, nah. Hell no. I would say Rust, when you meet him, you would see passion. You would see fiery passion. When he's angry, you would fucking know it. Actually, the word you'd use is intensity. Immense intensity, bro. You reading the fucking 8 shit? Intensity, yes. 100 fucking percent. All the fucking way. He's laughing. Bro, like I'm in public with him. He's laughing, bro. He doesn't give a fuck. He's laughing like he wants. You can see the grandma walking. She's kind of getting uncomfortable and shit. He doesn't give a fuck. He's just being himself with intensity. While me, I'm way more like controlled. I'm way more, I would say, like, just even, right? Even. Even when I'm laughing, I'm not that loud. Even when I'm angry, I'm not that loud. But the fact that you could see it right away is telling. That's the huge fucking difference there when it comes to superficially, right? So
Remember
that's
when I
mainly
was talking
mainly
about
it.
we were in Germany and we were in German McDonald's full of people. And I was talking about
Yeah.
prostitutes in Amsterdam and there was a lady on the left like a grandma just looking at us. And I'm just like we were talking about like I was like talking about like prostitutes and like
You just talk about the craziest shit.
it's weird, like it's weird. It's crazy. I didn't really notice people looking at us. Did they look? You said that many times people would look. They did.
Not really like crazy, looking like what the fuck, but you could see that they're getting uncomfortable and shit. I wouldn't say a lot of people were looking, but people were getting uncomfortable. Like for example, bro, I remember, bro, we were walking by the last 2 days back home. A fucking woman, right, grandma looking, walking by, and you started as usual. You're like, fuck, man, I forgot this, fuck, right? And you see her walking, and I swear to God, the look, bro, the look on her fucking face. She was like, look at these fucking filthy, ill-mannered fucking people.
Yo,
And bro, I
it was
swear,
a
bro, I've never
fucking
seen that look
bro. It was
before.
a one core,
Yeah, a one core,
a
bro, one
one
core
core
type of shit.
German grandmother.
Let's break this down. Let's break this down. So we talked about the superficial shit, right? Intensity versus way more calmer. But even when it comes to the deeper shit, like even once you get past that, there, he talks about what he likes, what he doesn't like, and he's very vocal about that type of shit. He's very vocal. He talks about emotive shit. He talks about his passions. He talks about how he's, for example, something pissed him off, something, he's always talking about that related to FI shit, if you guys know what I'm saying. Always related to what the fuck he's angry at or what he likes or whatever. For me, I'm chill. A lot of the time, I'm just responding. I'm just in the give and take. I'm just responding. Very 4E, going along with the atmosphere, laughing and shit. There's not much coming from me when it comes to what I like, what I don't like, emotive shit. It's mainly him going off about his intensity, passions, thoughts, and shit like that. I would say if you even go deeper than that, man, and we had this convo, right? It was the fucking most like enlightening thing that I've seen throughout our whole trip. You can see for Rust, underneath the intensity, the fucking expressivity, the energy underneath all of that is almost this fear of being, for example, controlled, this fear of being contained, this fear of being taken take basically he doesn't you can almost see it in his fucking face. He doesn't want to fucking be controlled, doesn't want to be subjugated. So that's why he's loud, that's why he's ecstatic and shit, because he's trying to counteract that shit. He feels if I'm loud, if I'm ecstatic, if I'm passionate, intense, nothing could fucking control me. And he goes against everything. He has a mentality of going against, going against, going against. You know? That's for him. Whereas for me, you could see underneath that fucking guardedness, underneath that hypervigilance, that lack of expressiveness, underneath all of that shit is basically that fear of being transgressed upon, fear of being harmed, fear of being subjugated. Very similar to him. The fears are very similar, but the ways that we deal with it is very fucking different. I become more stoic. I become more hardened, more vigilant, more paranoid. So that's when it comes to the deep differences between us. I think that's what I
and
realized
and
from
it
meeting him.
goes even deeper than that. The differences lie in the way we manage relationships. I'm much more. There's much more depth in the emotional realm. There's more
Mm,
of the classical sexual aid signs, f- fusion, unity between two people. The romanticism is traced deeper than for him, for example. He's really not like that. So those are the many differences, but those were like some of the big differences. Um,
it's a lot. There's
is Javier
differences,
the
a lot of
annoying mod?
differences.
He's not annoying. He's the best mod. What do you mean he's annoying though? He's the best mod we have. He's the best mod. He's the best mod. To get that though, right? The best mod. Um, it already is, bro. It already is. It's already 1F, man. Decapitation. Nice mustache, man. Thank you, broski. Thank you. Eights are known as the challengers, and probably the type to least change their mind or accept information. Yeah, I think. What joke though? Challengers, for sure, it does come from Risa Hudson. I'm not sure if I like the word challenger because it reminds me of Risa Hudson. I prefer the Lujuria. That's what I like. The Lujuria. That's what I like. That's what I like. Why do you become stoic and paranoid? You think, Reza? Is it fear of being Is it also a fear of being subjugated?
It's not necessarily as much for the sexual eight. There's that subjugation fear, and that's rebellion for the sexual eight. You have to know big difference between us. He's worried about rebelling against shit, going against shit. But for me, it's more protection. Protection against being transgressed upon, being intimidated, being hurt, being anything like that. And he told you in the story, for example, like that guy talking to himself. I was like, is that motherfucker talking to me? I took it as it was an attack. He's talking to me. So I have a a paranoia around being harmed, being attacked, being transgressed on. dominated, you could say. Shit
Yeah,
like that.
there's such a
So,
hyper vigilance between us. There's a very big difference. You are hyper vigilant. I'm
yeah.
almost oblivious when I'm in public. I'm taking space. I'm oblivious. There's no like I'm just boo. You there's hyper vigilance, observing. Did this guy say something to me? What the fuck? You know, that's a difference.
And it's very obvious, yeah.
Checking my digital footprint. Do you relate to SP8 at all? I relate to SP8, but realistically, the way I think about it, I did type as pretty much every single fucking 8 core in my life. But because I know Reza will say you seem more like SP. But why would I think I was a social subtype for so long? You know, that's my hang up. I feel like maybe I would be more contained in a way, you know, if I was SXSP. I'm not sure. Reza, what you think?
I think you have way more SP than SO, if you
See, I mean,
ask
this
me.
motherfucker thinks I'm SP second. I mean, what the fuck?
The thing is, even though he's not really protective, vigilant, shit like that, he still cares. And I know this is also part of sexual aid, but there's that overlap still of protecting your people, protecting your very close relationships, protecting yourself, being very territorial. Not like when people entering your spaces and shit like that. Autonomy, big one, right? Autonomy, being autonomous. You relate more to these things rather than going out for a fucking cause and having this fucking very wide scope social view and shit like that. So that's why I just type you SXSP, because the overlap is there and you do identify with it. Whereas you don't identify with anything with the social fucking eight. You know, me neither, but that's what I see in you. It's just the overlap that you identify with. And a big one is autonomy, you know? Autonomy for you is a huge thing as well.
I fed my autobiography multiple times to like
Mm.
Grok, and this motherfucker gave me SP second. But I'm still skeptical. You know, I'm still skeptical. I'm gonna think about it, but I'm very skeptical of it. So Reza is more inward, while Rust is more outward. You can think of it this way. I think it's a simplistic, very simplistic what you're gonna see. I'm I'm gonna say this, and I told Reza this. I need to be more careful about not imposing myself in any way of being too much on Reza. So my issue is to make sure that I do not just bulldoze and just go over the other person just like that. His issue isn't the same. His issue is he hopes he doesn't react badly to someone he cares about.
Oh yeah, that's the main
There's a
issue for me.
difference.
Yeah.
I need to be careful that I'm not too much, that I don't take too much space, that I'm not in, you know, I'm not doing too much, I'm not poking too much, I'm not pushing too much. So I need to watch out for that. He doesn't have that shit. He doesn't need to worry about that because he never makes you feel that way. But he needs to be careful he doesn't react bad. Maybe he's going to misunderstand something you said. Maybe he's going to take something wrong. And he needs to be careful not to overreact in a way that can be damaging to the relationship. So it's another small difference, but quite
Beautifully
interesting.
said, yeah. 100%. Very accurate.
Is it possible that SP8 can act extravagant once he's healthy or in a good context or a group of friendship? I mean, from the way I view it, Reza, you put him in a party, friend group, he feels comfortable. Yes. He can act more loud, laughing, everyone's having a good time. He can do that.
Yeah, I agree.
What do you think of social lake? How does it compare to it's such an interesting type, not what many people would consider 1V, I would say. Very 1V type regardless. They inhibit their many of their natural weaknesses and struggles. They do not let them control them at all. So it's very 1V, but to me, the how idealistic this type was, and also how like oriented to social causes, seeing themselves as a hero, heroic missions. That's what really was like. That's what stood out. The Goku is not a social aid in any realm, in any world. That's not the social aids. I've seen social aids being much more controlling, megalomaniacs, and just fucking megalomaniacs is how I would view them. What's the difference between SP8 hypervigilance and the sexual 6? You can answer this one.
For the SP8, at least for me, right? The hypervigilance comes from direct concrete shit. Like somebody, for example, getting into my territory, my fucking house, you know. Even I talked with Micah about this shit. The times I've gotten physical with people, even relatives, is when they've gotten into my house and I've taken something the wrong way and I fucking, you know, it's gotten physical multiple times over shit like that. It's always concrete shit. My space, my fucking area, my this and that, you know? I think for the sexual 6, I have no idea about the sexual 6. I didn't read much about it. But I don't think it manifests concretely like that. I don't think hypervigilance necessarily manifests like that. I think they're more hypervigilant against institutions and authority. That's something big for the sexual 6. But for me, it's not big time authority thing. It's more like concrete aspects, you know. Nobody gets close to me. Nobody touches me. Nobody gets into my house and acts a certain way. That's how it is for me. So I think that's the difference between it.
Um, have you and Reza gotten into any conflict due to differences in personality? No. But multiple times
That's
I
the
have
crazy
said
part.
something that did not land. Multiple times I said something that made them go, like made them recoil, like what the fuck, like damn, like this guy just said that. So that was something that happened a few times, but nothing like, no conflict. It was more like, uh, I was a you know I was just saying some shit, you know. I think one time I was like, yeah, I know what the fuck you want to do. Like, you want to take it easy. You know, you want to be in cinema. You don't want to play tennis. You don't want to play paddle. You want to sit in cinema. You want to chill. You want to take it easy. You want to be a lazy fucking bum. And I said that shit like that, you know? And he's like, what the, yo, he was kind of like, damn, this guy, you know, what the fuck? He was taken aback by that. But happened a few times, but like, no, no conflict, you know? Like, he knows I
We
don't
never
mean.
had real conflict.
No, he
Yeah, of
knows my
course.
intentions. I'm not. He knows my intentions.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
That's why I have to, when my close relations, I have to always be hyper fucking controlled because my fucking brain sometimes it goes dumb. It goes into that defensive shit for no fucking reason. For no fucking reason. So that's the only thing that I gotta
Yeah, so you
focus on.
start
Like
thinking,
he said, you
what the
know?
fuck is this guy trying to say? Like, is he disrespecting me? Is he like trying to test me? Is he trying to assert himself on me? Like, what?
Exactly.
You know? And it's
Exactly.
like, bro, of
Exactly.
course, I'm not trying to do any of those things. You know? It's,
I know, I know. It's
I,
just the
I'm
dumb
just
fucking
so like
neurosis.
expressing something in the moment, and I know I use words that are harsh. Maybe they sound like vulgar or intense, and people are like, what the fuck? So I understand that.
But no real conflict at all.
No,
Never, actually.
no, we are,
Time, no one, all the time.
we fit so fucking well together, like, bro, like we operate like a fucking team, bro, like in a movie. Like we were talking how fucking crazy it is to have a sexual aid and a self-preservation aid in the same, on a business trip, doing deals together, doing deals
Fuck.
together.
It's crazy.
It was like a
It's
movie.
crazy.
It was a
Yeah, it was like
fucking movie.
it was that crazy, yeah.
Wow. Enneagram 8, fantasies of self-preservation. They usually often imagine attacks of betrayal. That's possible. I think I've even seen that described in In Sexual 8, actually, funnily enough, how they fantasize about something that shows their strength of something. Damn, Sexual 8 is a Sexual 6 now. Woo!
Huh.
Wow. Like you don't think much before saying stuff, and that can cause problems. Yes. Yes, that's it. That's that. I just expressed it. And like how I express myself, guys. You can see that. Maybe a bit outspoken. Of course, I'm not trying to be a fucking asshole. I'm not being a dick. But in the moment, I was kind of going with it, and it happened. It does happen. It's my issue would be saying shit without thinking, and I got better at it, and I try to get better at it, and I don't want to offend people close to me. Like I don't want to be a dick. A lot of people confuse. Can you let me declare the difference? First of all, stop using wings. You need to stop using wings. The 7, the 8 are very different. The 7 is a very mental subtype. They're more indirect. Hello?
Hello, yep, I'm here.
Did the fucking stream just fucking lose its shit?
No, it's back. It's back. It's back. It just for one fucking second it just loaded and it's back.
Okay. God bless. But basically, 7 is a more abstract character and more indirect in rebellion. Verbal, intellectualized. 8 is visceral, dominant, and visceral. Grounded and concrete. Big difference. The dominance of the 8 and the more indirect nature, intellectual nature of the 7, you should see it in person. You should see it how there is a certain bluntness, certain directness to every 8 core, certain roughness to every 8 core, there's a toughness to it, to the type. I'm not saying that they're so tough, but you understand what I'm saying, the way they come across. So there's a difference. 7s, not as much, but intellectualized, thinking, planning. Reza, you open up socially sometimes. What leads you to feel more socially open and less vigilant? Is it only when you know people in the group enough?
First of all, I'm not a very social person, so I don't go around to interact with people that much. I don't go around different groups and different friends and shit like that. I just have a very close circle, very small circle of just a handful of people, Can't count them in one hand. And yeah, with these people, I'm more open. I'm more transparent about shit. I'm just who I am with them. So that's how it is for me. It's just the small circle is where I really am open, right? But with every other scenario, I'm just not. And that's how it manifests for me. Someone asking, by the way, how do I score on extroversion as well? Some tests, bro, it's fucking always like either 60% extroverted or 40% introverted or 50%. So I literally land in the fucking middle. Pretty much in the fucking middle.
I feel like people confuse joking. Do you realize how many fucking dumb fucks there are in this world who think I'm a 7 core because I joke? That's the level we're at. Oh, and of course, that's not even how it works. What the fuck? You're typing someone as 7 core because they're joke. What the fuck? Right? So, broski, listen. Joking,
Mm-hmm.
it has nothing to do with it. The 8 core is a witty and entertaining type. The Sexual 8 is described as such even. Being a showman, being someone who can be in front of groups and entertain them, that gives them feeling of aliveness. What the fuck are we talking about here? What the fuck are we talking about? It makes no sense. It makes no sense. It's so superficial, man. Like he's too funny. He's too funny. And also, he talks about systems and topology. 8 don't. 8 is like a dumb monkey. Like, what? Like, those people are not even real. Like, this is real life. Humans have many. What the fuck, man? Like, the thing about typology that I don't like, really don't like is how in the community everything is perceived through the lens of anime, either fucking anime or media. We live in a bubble of caricatures who people think Sexual 8 is Tuco Salamanca. People think Sexual fucking 4 is Elliot Roger. We live in a bubble of caricatures. So there's no real people. It's fucking insane. It is crazy. Okay, guys, 2 more minutes and we're gonna be quitting. Because we overstayed 2.5 fucking hours? What the fuck? What the fuck? Does Reza relate to this? A hidden need emerges to observe and record others' reactions under stress, to note weaknesses, to anticipate sabotage and betrayal.
Good question. Good question. Okay, so I don't consciously say, okay, I'm gonna collect information now, or okay, I'm gonna meet this person, man. I want to collect some info regarding this fucking dude, or this or this or that. I don't. But I do in moments, very important moments, such as, for example, somebody talks shit in front of me about me, and then how the fuck they react to me, that's gets cemented in my fucking brain. Gets cemented, like gets written in stone in my head. Okay, okay, I see. So under this fucking scenario, under this circumstance, this is what the fuck they're gonna do. And when it comes to their weaknesses, when it comes to, oh, this makes them weak, I don't really care that much. I don't really care that much. It's more defensive. It's more, okay, are they easy to betray you? Fucking just like that, they're gonna betray you. Are they gonna fucking attack you if you do this or that? It's unconscious recollection. It's an unconscious writing down of every single event that is very relevant to my own defensiveness. Only to do with defensiveness, right? So anything to do with being in the crosshairs or being harmed, that's what the fuck is gets recorded in my head. But nothing about, like, maybe there are weaknesses, maybe if it's my enemy or somebody I don't fucking like, maybe. But when it comes to most people, nah, I don't do the weaknesses that much, you know? That's what it's like.
Very good explanation. We didn't even look at. I know we didn't look at. There's no time. There's no time. By the way, Daniel, were you the same person? Are you Daniel Hano? You wanted the video call? The Sigma, the SP9 Sigma that I typed. Are you the Sigma? We will obviously we'll still have another stream. We can look at the social late and some other shit. No, it's not you. Okay, I thought you were Daniel, another Daniel I know. When it comes to the new descriptions, yes, I still think it works. It's I don't know why people think it doesn't. Because this type has mental TI, and it's not that difficult to look at the type and think it's very hierarchical type who cares a lot about hierarchies and needs to utilize relationships in order to thrive in them. It's not really hard to use the argumentation. But again, this is what's gonna happen. Now people will remove SCE completely. It's gonna be, oh, it's so stupid, and now only SLE is gonna be the same people who tell me that they don't care about correlations, the same people who tell me about they don't care about rigidity, they create new archetypes and they force them on people, and then they spread them like fucking disease, and everyone now is thinking some type of shit. Yes, I tapped myself as a sexual fucking 8, dude. I made a fucking announcement about that. To both of you, do you ever feel compelled to challenge or attack others for the hell of it? Even if it means, even when you were younger. Oh, yes. For me, the difference between us is huge. Do you know why? My fucking aggression was never defensive. Never. I swear to God, it was pretty much never defensive. And I take full responsibility. I fuck with people, no one fuck with me. People never fuck with. I'll tell you this. The only time people start trying to mess with me is when I became healthy. When I became healthier, everyone started being comfortable for some fucking reason. Everyone. But before that, when I was unhealthy, no fucking one was everyone would just rather avoid. Shit their pants and avoid. Now, everyone's coming out, you know? So that's how this is. So for me, it was proactive decapitation. Proactive decapitation. And for me, the way it worked was pretty simple. I was bored. I felt bored. And making people mad, crossing people's boundaries, imposing on them, dominating them, made me feel fucking alive. It made me feel excited. So I did that. And I would say the craziest shit. And I would say shit that no one wants to say. And regardless if I believe in it or if I don't fucking believe in it, it doesn't really matter. It's just the fact it's this controversy is gonna be stirred. It might not reflect my real feelings or thoughts. I don't give a fuck. I'm here to cause chaos. I'm here to cause fucking mayhem. That's why. So for us, the big difference is that I am much more proactive in apply of aggression, challenging things. I'm more challenging. He is more reaction. He's waiting. Then he's gonna overreact. But I am going forward. I'm the one doing it. So for me, when I was unhealthy, for sure, I'm bored. What do? I want to fuck with someone. What do? I want to... It's always crossing people. Always pushing people. Always pushing people. That's how it was. What you think, bro?
Yeah, for the most part, absolutely. His aggression was proactive, out of boredom. Like he said, for me, it was always, did this guy fucking do something? You know, did this and that. Somebody comes into my house, for example, I don't like. The fact they came into my house is the reason why I'm gonna physically attack them, is because they came into my house. So it's reactive, defensive. When challenged or when in a confrontation, we'll never back down. I'm gonna it's defensive also in that regard. But the severity of the actions that I've done was always disproportional. So, for
Excessive.
example, yeah, excessive. Somebody brakes checks you, instead of being like angry even to the normal degree, you crash their car. For example, shit was excessive, 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 excessive. So it was all sprouting from defensiveness. But if you look at it from the outside, some people might think, oh, this
Yeah.
guy's just harming people. This
Yeah.
guy's this. Because it's a paranoia, it's a neurosis in your brain that you're acting upon that is disproportional, is not true, is misinterpreted, misunderstood, and shit like that. That's how it was for me, you know? Excessive retaliation, I would say, for shit that, is absolutely not worth it.
What do you score on agreeableness that now that you're higher, healthier? I don't like percentages. I really don't. Um, Low agreeableness still, but it's low. It's not extreme. It's not like extremely low. It's just low, you know, because there are some facets that, for me personally, I might score higher. For example, I don't like lying, personally. I don't like lying. I actually value truth. To me, truth is fucking important. I try to be fucking honest about who I am, about what the fuck I do, about everything. I try to be honest. So this can elevate some score in morality, for example. You know, I don't want to play scheming and fucking do all of that shit. You know, that doesn't mean I obviously, you know, I'm a fucking person. You know, and I was unhealthy. I didn't give a fuck, but I'm healthier, so I give a shit a lot about that kind of thing. So it's still low. It's just not extremely low. It's like it's normal, man. Sounds like Russ as he's driven by FI excitation, passion, internal states. Russ as he's driven by boundaries, transgression. Is it possible for SP to not care about material stuff? That's very weird. What you think about this, Reza?
You're gonna be attracted to sensorics, and I can see. I remember an example of SX8 that was living almost homeless, living in a house off the grid and taking pride in that, not being materialistic in the sense of getting money and being a materialistic person. So yes, you're right. They can actually manifest as not material, but in its core, they're all about sensorics. They're even this guy living in the house, for example, he would be always particular about the food that he gets. He's always particular about the boundaries of the house, of the house itself, of protecting the house and shit like that. So they don't have to manifest as materialists, people who chase money, but they always gonna manifest as highly sensoric people. Could be materialistic, can be survivalists, can be all these things. So that's how they can manifest in a sense.
Thoughts on SP2 for V? I'm okay with it. Again, bro, like type the subject, not theory. Uh, why is Russ not a social aid? Because if you have you read the book, the social aid is someone who wants to be a heroic individual. Ever since they were young, they had an idea of a social mission, a fucking social cause, which that's not me. I have said many times when I was unhealthy, I was extremely fucking provocative, enjoyed making people cope, I took pride in being bad, took pride in creating controversies. Even now, look at my whole channel, how it works. It's someone who's outspoken and fucking vulgar and expresses himself freely about everything without boundaries. So when I was and the sexual aid has all the traits I thought were part of social aid. Loyalty, complicity is part of the sexual aid. Protectiveness is part of the sexual aid. Even caring for vulnerable people and protecting people, getting mad at injustices you see is part of the sexual aid. So all of this stuff that we see social aid, that's not social aid. A real social aid is a different fucking beast. This ain't social aid. That's the explanation. What about the IV itself? In terms of what? You mean instinctual variant? I wrote an autobiography. For me, justifying the sexual instinct is not really hard considering my focus since I was young and my past intimate relationships were marked by intensity and all of the traits that fall under the sexual aid, down to a T. I never gave a I didn't go around giving a fuck about changing the world or giving a fuck about like, oh my god, I'm a hero, I want a social cause. I didn't give a fuck about that. I pour all of my attention into my partners. Which is why some people said he must be sexual too. He must be a sexual too because those dumb fucks didn't understand one big thing. I'm not an individual who's sentimental. And I'm not emotional in the same way sexual too is. I'm a hardened individual. So it's very different. My childhood doesn't fit it at all. But that still was present. You have to look at the whole big picture. Since the beginning of time. I wrote an autobiography. Of course, I'm not going to fucking share it. I'm not fucking stupid. But looking back at it, it's very obvious. It's very obvious. Kind of related. What do you think about Probably not. Probably not. Social 8 is so much more hierarchical, cares about positions and hierarchies, and it's very it's like a social 2, almost like a social 2. The book says social 8. What are some good example of a social 8? Karl Marx is a good example of a social 8. Karl Marx. Who else could be a good example of a social 8? I still think Tyler Durden is probably a social 8. I still think so.
Lenin.
Okay. Why you use Grok for your autobiography? Because it's more in depth. I felt it was more in depth. So I did it just for fun, because never type yourself with Grok. Never type yourself with ChatGPT. Obviously, that's bad.
Bro, can you hear me, by the way? My voice
Yes.
is good?
I can hear you, yes.
Okay, because yours...
I think with the
Slightly got
sexual 8,
distortion
I
from
don't
this
think
guy.
you're gonna be a reject socially. Like, in terms of like, I think what happens is you're very polarizing. So many people will want to be around you, and many people will tell you they like you and they're drawn to you, and they'll say, yeah, you're so outspoken and you're so unfiltered. Wow, they're gonna be drawn to it. And the other people will be like, no, fuck that. Like, I don't want to be around this person. You know, he's mean. He's there. Like, no. So you're gonna have two people. It's a polarizing experience. But to have it like a sexual 8 who's gonna be like, I can't be around people because no one will like me. You're failing. You're kind of failing at being the sexual 8. If you're not able to impact people this way, you're failing. So I would say a sexual 8 should have an easy time meeting people and making a very good impression. Seduction, that's what it is. Part trait of the sexual 8. But again, there is a right, you get close to the sexual 8 and you see the shit happen. So there is both things happening. Yeah, I think people admire. It is literally in the description that SX8s like to be bad. But you know what's funny? You can like to be bad, and you can be bad and people will still want to be around you. I swear to God, people will still want to be around you. People will, that's just how humans operate. Women will want to be with you. It doesn't stop you. Like, you can be bad and nothing's gonna happen. People will still want to be around you. Maybe even they're gonna find you more magnetic, even more different from everyone else. So that's the way this fucking works. Boy, okay, but guys, listen. We need to go. So we'll see each other some other time, because 3 hours, it's ridiculous. It's too much, too long of a stream. But guys, thank you for coming to the stream after a long break, obviously. And we're gonna do another stream next week, probably. Talk more shit. Go over the social 8. We're gonna go over the social 8 because we didn't. We need to open the eyes on for people for the social 8. Okay. So guys, listen. Thanks for coming to the stream. It was great seeing you, all of you guys again. It's nice to see you guys. Like, I like this community. I like our community. I like what the fuck we go. We don't have brainless motherfuckers. We don't have fucking monkeys. I appreciate that. So, thank you guys. Thank you. Okay, guys, listen. Take care and have a great weekend. We see you next motherfucking week. Bye-bye.
Peace out, guys. Thanks for everything. Thanks for coming. Bye-bye.